all of your gullible idiot followers should be realizing right now that you are an idiot or you are a liar. You said you would get turned away at gunpoint. I did not get turned away at gunpoint. You lied, Nathan.
The sun is shining, he's alone, raging into his iPhone, screaming at the top of his lungs as a 24-hour sun. Oh, how we laughed in this fat land at such a comical sight. To see the tune, the globe-head goose spewing out his shite. Shouting! Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone loves a blame. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? Listen, I'll secret bit. Not come all this distance just for you to take the piss. The ice wind's blowing, here he goes, pacing like a lunatic, upside down on a spinning globe, but the best is yet to come. Oh, how we laughed in this flat land at such a comical sight. To see me tune, the glove-head goon spewing out his size, screaming. Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. So I'm all alone here raging. Everyone loves me. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, our secret bliss. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. The sun is shining, he's alone, reaching into his iPhone, screaming at the top of his lungs as a 24-hour sun. Oh, how we laughed in this fat land at such a comical sight. To see me tune, the glove-head goose spewing out his shite. Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. So I'm all alone here raging. Everyone loves me. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, our secret bliss. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, our secret bliss. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Get some, get some. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, our secret bliss. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. So I'm all alone here raging. Everyone loves me. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, our secret bliss. I've not came all this distance just for you to take the piss.
That's the #1 flat Earth proof right there, baby. Take a good look.
You about Antarctica. You deflected to measurements. You are a dumb liar. Every single one of your dumb followers needs to look at their lives and realize Nathan Oakley is a liar. Since 2016, he's been saying if you go to Antarctica, you will be faced with gunpoint and turned away. Where's the guns, Nathan? Where's the guns? I don't see any guns, Nathan!
Open up your eyes! Yeah. And we're off. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Nathan!
Yes, yes.
Where's the guns, man?
The Chilean government will have to answer for all questions regarding guns and escorting away people from Antarctica, I'm afraid.
I thought as much. Welcome
Super Chat.
Super Chat already?
Yeah. Retro Bill sent, good afternoon, QE and panel. It's both an honor and a hoot to be here with you all. You too, Retro Bill. Good to see you in the chat.
Yes, sir. He's Retro, you early today. Usually you're like on the 5th hour or something. But you come early. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Glad to have you here. Welcome to all the folks out there. We're just fired up. Something about today, it's got me fired up. We were rocking. We were going to do some bangers right before the show, man. You guys missed it. I wish I could play it. I'm going to do that one day. I'm just going to play a whole bunch of bangers on the show. And the heck with it, right?
With it, right?
Yeah, what can they do? Copyright strike me. That's about it. Nathan, what can they do if I play a bunch of bangers here on the show? What's the most I can do?
Take all your money from you.
Second?
Take all your money off you.
Take all the money off the video.
No, I mean they'll physically come around and mug you, steal your wife.
Steal your wife. Seriously, all they could do is demonetize it, right? And copyright strike. They won't boot me off the YouTube, would they?
I think they'd also torture you. I think that's only reasonable.
Come on, get serious for once in your life.
Yeah, they just copyright strike you. They just list off the artists that you've been stealing their material for your own gains, and they'd pay them the rightful money that they earned on your show.
I think that's well worth it then. How do the people that play reaction videos, do they get away with it? Some of them stop the video. Sometimes a lot of them don't. They just play it all the way through.
They're on camera reacting.
Yeah, they have their mug on. Yeah, that's true. They do. Does that save them?
Yes.
Well,
yes,
shit.
It does.
I don't have a camera here. I got a desktop. All right.
I think that works if you just write to YouTube and tell them that. They just let you off, apparently.
Yeah, right. They'd hammer me. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to.
Your mum.
This is what we're
Just
into.
don't do it.
What?
Sorry. Just don't do it on a show where you're accepting super chats.
We'll just do it one day. I'll just come on one day and we'll just fill it full of bangers. So what you guys missed earlier out there in YouTube land is Foreigner 4. We were just going off. Thanks to Flatsy last week. She said, you got any Foreigner? I said, oh, man. Yeah, I do. Now that you say that, so I went and searched them out, right? Especially this I was going to say album. I had this album when it first came out. It came out in album form. Then I got the CD. I got about 6 cassettes and then 3 CDs. I can't find any of them. I searched the house this morning. I can't find. I don't know where it went. They just disappear. I'm going to have to go get some more. But anyway, we're banging on Break It Up and Nightlife. That's right. They're rocking. You want to do yourself a favor. Get Foreigner 4. What you do is you just put it on, right? And crank it. Just that's all you need to do.
What about Long, Long Way from Home? That was good too.
Yeah, long way from home. Yeah. Yep. That was off of the Foreigner, the other album. Yep. Got those ones too. What?
Can I just say that if you're going to do a show where the whole show is you putting on the music you like, then not too many people are going to be too bothered.
Yes, they will, because yes, they will. Shut up. Yes, they will. Shut up, because I'm quite eclectic. Yeah, they will. See, you just don't have any musical taste. Now, you do like Thin Lizzy.
No, this is not the time to attack me, mate.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just pointing out that people can
don't
actually
point out. Shut up. I'll mute your dumbass.
To the music that they actually
I'll mute your dumbass. Super, thank the Lord.
Pablo sent Alex O'Connor gets everyone fired up. Let's get him busted.
Oh, Alex O'Connor. Now to go away from the topic that Brian so rudely interrupted. So I was given this video like 4 weeks ago. Somebody sent it to me, and I remember John Lennox from many, many years ago. And in fact, I tried to contact him some years ago, back in probably about 2008, 2009, and I got his quote-unquote meat hook people, right? Because I wanted to talk to him. I thought he was pretty sharp in some senses, but truly lacking in others, and I wanted to help him out as the humanitarian that I am and a crusader. And I couldn't get past his front line of defense. I said, you got to be kidding me. But you see, John Lennox is another enabler. And you're going to see that in the video here today. Alex O'Connor, we all know he's a pretender clown fraud. But I think there's a little different tone in this video. Oh, let me take Foreigner off there. There's a little different tone in this video. It's with the intellectuals, right? You'll see when I throw the video up. Now, I haven't listened to it, so it's going to be one of those where if they say any stupid shit, I'm going to have to go search some stuff out. I do have, if you missed it, I exposed Alex O'Connor and who else was on there? Some dumbass. Who was that? You guys remember that? Anyone?
Yeah, I do. I remember Alex O'Connor and someone else.
Who was it?
Simon, Ian.
He's just going to guess names, you jerk. No, it wasn't. It was Mr. What the heck? Mr. Blind Watchmaker idiot. Senile will get.
Timmons. Thatcher.
Timmons.
Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Magoo. What's his name? I can't. I got it on the tip of my tongue. Proud evolutionist led the charge with evolution.
Frank Taylor.
By the way, you still got Foreigner up. You took off Foreigner 4. Now we got Foreigner 1.
Nah, it's already down. You're lagging.
And Frank.
We got a bunch of wisecrackers in here today. I can't remember. What the hell is his name? Call it. I can see his dumbass face. Whatever. But just go back. You can go back into treatments, hit the treatments on playlist, and you'll see O'Connor there with him. But he thinks he's all that in a bag of chips. He's been around for a while. I think his name used to be, the name that he used to go by was Cosmic Skeptic back in the day. I ran into him back then. I was dragging all of his ignorant mongs through the dirt in the comment section. He'd never comment.
Oh,
not as dumb.
I'll be back.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, he never got involved in his comment section. You know, one of those. He's not as dumb as he looks. If I ever catch him over there in England land, he's gonna rue the day. Where's Adam at? Evening. Where is he?
He's late. He's gonna be late.
What? He got another birthday to attend to?
I don't know, but these English have a lot of birthdays.
They do got a lot of birthdays, and are they inbred?
That's not a correlative thing. Having birthdays and being inbred, those two things aren't correlated.
I made them correlate.
Yeah, I saw that.
You see how I did that? I tried to do it quick, but it didn't work. All right, what other business do we have to attend to before we start up here? Says who? You here? I see.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. I see you in here. Wait a second.
Present, but it's loud, so sorry.
Oh, okay. I got you. Are you watching?
I'm watching.
All right. So let's deal with this right off the bat. Now, Says who was the gentleman who threw this video at me. And I said, yeah, sure. He probably thought I'd never get to it. But I was in here late last night after a long, hard, challenging day, let me tell you. You don't want to know the details of it. And I said, I'm going to definitely do a BALLBUSTERS, what I'm going to do. And usually I pile up a bunch of videos in one of my emails, you know, one of the drafts I have. And I'm going through there, and then I see him. It says who, and then Alex O'Clowner, and I said, we're gonna do that one. So that's how it came about. How about that? Exciting, isn't it? Let me throw this over. Oh, you know what? We got to do other business first. So, since he's watching, and we're having sort of a tick issue in Missouri, and says who is a shooting buddy. So let me show you and check the shield.
Just for the audience's benefit, this is normal broadcasting.
Yeah, it is.
About ticking in habitation and things of that nature. That's normal.
Yeah, it is normal. So, now I already got my 15%. So, shop, what we're going here for is accessory. Where's the socks at, man? Do they have socks and accessories? Yes, they do. Right there, baby. You seeing what I'm putting? You smelling what I'm stepping in here? Says who?
Yes, sir. I see it.
You see it? So instead of spraying the permethrin, this is impregnated in the socks. Now, what's the cost of them? Ever since I started shooting, going out into the wood line here in Missouri, these have never left my shoes. All right? So I wisened up pretty quick, and I got these. And I got the white ones because I want to see them a little bit crawling around. I need to see them. So get the white ones, get the crew. They're $10.95 US per pair. Very well worth it. I got 3 packs.
Very bad.
I got 3 packs waiting. Now, they can take 70 washes. And like I told you, I tend not to wash them. They get a little stinky after about 3 courses, but hey. But they got all kind of stuff, man. They got impregnated with permethrin. This will save your butt from the ticks. Ticks are a real bad problem, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go out without these. And bug juice.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, don't do it, guys. Don't go deep in the wood line. You're just asking for it. Alpha-gal, all kind of different syndromes. You don't want to play. All right. So we had to take care of that business first, Nathan, if you don't mind. I'll tell you the backstory later.
Do you have to?
Yeah. All right, here we go. Are we gonna start this without Adam?
Start talking about socks thing. You've already started. I mean, let's power through this, I would say.
No. Was that a rhetorical question? You're going to keep on talking? People ask questions, they continue to talk. Is that rhetorical?
I was quite interested in the sock thing, that's all.
Yeah, I bet you were. There's a little bit. That's just a public service announcement. You don't have these problems over in England, right? Because there's nothing happening over there. What do you got?
They won't allow you to buy more than 1 box of aspirin at a time. Yeah. On a separate note altogether. I mean, just mentioning it.
Really? It's a hard life over there, isn't it?
Yeah, they worry that you might take them all at once.
You just go out in the wood line when you do go out. Well, do you have any woods in England?
No, nor do we have socks.
Going out in the wood line, just bopping around, bebopping around. You got no worries. You don't have to be concerned about anything. Little twinkle toes through the woods, right? Now, here, you got to be prepared. You better know what you're doing, or you get your ass handed to you.
I've been informed that they do still have trees in Scotland, apparently.
They do. I doubt that. I want somebody to demonstrate. I want somebody to prove that. They got Sasquatches over there?
No, that's Nessie. You're thinking of the Loch Ness Monster.
I know about Nessie. That Nessie's not Sasquatch. There's no correlation.
No.
That's it? That's all you got? No? All right. Okay. We're going to start this up because I'm not waiting on Adam. It could be like a 3-hour birthday party. I'm not doing it. So we're going to jump right into this. He's going to miss some of it. It's got to be good because you got a pretender clown fraud who thinks he's an intellectual, Alex O'Clowner, and somebody defending God. He's been doing this for a lot of years, ladies and gentlemen. Professor John Lennox. He's got a degree in mathematics, right? That should tell you a lot right there. Now, he's been on the quote-unquote debating scene for, I don't know, 20 years? It may be more. He was out there going to go, Richard Dawkins. That's the guy I was trying to think of. Couldn't remember his name. So he's had plenty of interactions with Richard Dawkins through the years. Christopher Hitchens, who all the Evo-tards think is some intellectual god. He's just a numpty, dipshit, glue-sniffing fungus muncher, right? Christopher Hitchens, he's a real dumbass. But anyway, he's been through the circuit lots and lots of times. So just to give you a little background on him. He's going to come at you quick, hard, and heavy. But this is going to be this is going to be the upper echelons. This is the bourgeoisie intellectuals, right? We'll see if they got their shit together. Is everyone ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
You were born ready, weren't you? Born ready to head into the woodline?
When we go to Scotland, occasionally.
No worries. You probably
Ready.
walk through there, no socks, no shoes, and your underwear, right? No worries. Maybe a skeeter. Do you have mosquitoes over there?
Yeah, what? Sorry?
You got skeeters over there?
Yes.
All right.
They like biting me during the summer.
Cool.
Only during summer, though.
Yeah, they don't like to hang around when it gets a little chilly. Okay. Well, at least you got one thing, Eddie. The little, maybe a possible chance of dengue fever, right? Or are they innocuous over there?
It's just possible malaria.
Yeah. All right. We're delaying. I keep delaying for Adam, but I don't think it's going to make it. It's not going to make it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, get your teacups out. This is high class.
Today's episode is being recorded in the Goodman Library of
I knew it.
the Oxford Union. The Oxford Union is a debating society.
You know where the Oxford Union is? Nathan?
Just bar down the road from Oxford University. We'll get shit-faced there.
You get shit-faced there? Yeah. Pretty cool. All right. Let's go back. I interrupted him. What a clown.
The episode is being recorded in the Goodman Library of the Oxford Union. The Oxford Union is a debating society, which has...
I will bet you everything that I have, they have never held one actual debate at the Oxford Union. They don't know what...
You'd be surprised. I wouldn't take that bet.
Really?
Yeah. I wouldn't make that bet.
What have they debated?
Proper debates.
Say again?
What you'd call proper debates. So I probably wouldn't make that bet if I were you. I would suggest that they probably have done properly structured debates there.
I'm not talking about structure, I'm talking about topic. Because you don't debate objective topics that's non sequitur. It's glue sniffing. You only debate subjective topics. Now, if they've debated subjective topics there, then I might want to not make that bet. Yes? Follow?
Yes, now I follow.
Okay. Here we go.
Has hosted a wealth of illustrious speakers over its hundreds of years of history. And today, it allows students to come face to face with some of the most important intellectuals on the planet.
Told you, he thinks he's an intellectual. Told you that. You don't disappoint. I like all the books in the back. Have you read these? Clown. Pretender clown.
He also thinks he lives on a planet.
He does think he lives on a planet, yeah.
Do you look like hardbacks, to be fair?
This should impress Witsit. It would probably impair his strides of profundity, I think.
I'm just glancing to see if there's any comics. I can't see a single one.
And listen to, and sometimes even debate them. I myself have debated at the Oxford Union.
No, you haven't. You never entered a debate. You don't know what... You're so stupid. You don't know what a debate is. You're a moron. You've never debated anyone. Never.
Before, as you may have seen. They're currently running a fundraiser to help restore their Grade 2 listed building.
Oh, we ain't going for no grifting shit. It's
there's a link in the...
I'm 5 and... Oh, there he is.
Actually, for...
All right, let me go back. Sorry about that. I went too fast. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor John Lennox.
Are science and religion in conflict?
Are science and religion in conflict?
Oh man, that is so much to unpack in one sentence. The opener. Oh my God, this is going to be great.
It is. How can you define each of them, and then we'll, Alex O'Clowner, define each first, and then we'll see if there's any conflict. How about that? Ass clown. Go ahead, fall for it, Mr. Enabler, right? John?
I don't really think so.
Yep.
And I've had that impression, actually, for a very long time. In the
You had what impression?
sense that when I was...
Oh, shit. Look at this place.
Beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Fireside chat like no other.
Evening. Oh, you made it.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just running late.
Okay. Are you impressed? Have you guys ever been in here? This is Oxford University. Did they say it's like the library or something? You guys been in here getting shit-faced?
Wouldn't be allowed in there.
It wouldn't be allowed.
I'm of the wrong social class. Nathan might get away with it, but they'd sniff me out at the gates.
Would they issue you a beating and haul you off to jail?
They just know. They just know that I've got the wrong type of brogue on and wouldn't allow me in.
Look at these shoes. Do you see these shoes? But John comes in a pair of tennis shoes because he's getting old. Look
See what I mean? I wasn't even looking at the screen, but look, that's a brogues. You see what I mean? What? It's 3:30, and this gentleman has got 11 mid-morning brogues on. You can tell he's from the working class.
What's this? Is this a fireplace? Is this some fake shit back in here? Is this a picture?
That shit's older than your country.
They used to have, right, is they'd have these two, like, kind of stalks, like metal stalks with little rods on them. And that's where they used to generate the free energy.
I thought you were going after something serious there, for God's sake. What's going on with you today?
I'm just in a jovial mood.
Yeah, I could tell. One too many microdots.
I was at school. I started reading C.S. Lewis. My father gave me some of his books. And it was very interesting reading.
You want me to stop?
Great.
It's that old bloke, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, Adam.
Sorry, I went old up. Go on, you first.
I was just going to say this should be quite intriguing if he's talking about C.S. Lewis immediately off the cuff after being asked if seeming category error, but if religion and science are in conflict, and then he goes to C.S. Lewis. This could get good.
Your turn, Adam.
That's that old bloke that Can you speak to him once or something? They need this. He's one of these almost science critiquers. Like,
yeah, we went to the story before you got here. I got to his first line of defense, and I couldn't get past the first line. They wouldn't let me by.
He's aged, hasn't he?
Yes.
Because he was in that. Education disallowed.
Expelled.
Yeah, expelled. I get that wrong every time, don't I?
I think he had a cameo in there, but he's, like I said before you got here, he's been on the circuit for more. It's probably 30 years. Debating, quote unquote, the bigwigs. You know, Hitchens, Dawkins, any and all comers.
Let's just say he looks like his face is a Yorkshire pudding. You know what I mean? It's kind of rising out of itself.
It looks like a comforting old grandfather, doesn't he?
It's great.
He's sophisticated.
Talking to my kids about what they want for Christmas with a little fake beard.
Yes. He's intellectual, though, Nathan. He's intellectual in your... These two intellectuals are English intellectuals. Can't you tell? Look at the books. Look at these books back here. They're all falling apart. Are these older than my country?
Oh, is that what the... Oh, okay, this should be interesting. Well, I'm so far behind. I literally heard you talking about Oxford Union.
Yeah.
Why? So that's clever then, because that's how they title their debates. Why this Oxford mathematician is confident God exists. So that's how they... It's like this house has... Yeah, so that's how they do the debate. I heard you saying a bit of a slagging off of their debate. So, and what have they debated? They do proper debates. They wouldn't debate. Well, maybe they would debate flat Earth, and you could then say it's not a debate. But that's kind of where I joined. I did. What it's famous for is debating the Palestine issue. If I'm being honest, what I've seen from the Oxford Union debates is really, really high quality stuff that doesn't get shouted down. Yeah,
okay.
Try to shout down. I'm afraid I'm not going to give way to you there. Yeah, it's highest standards of debating and the dirtiest of topics. So let me this house believes Israel is an apartheid state responsible for genocide. Pro and 4. This house believes there is no moral difference between
we get it.
Russian foreign policy.
Yeah, we get it. Now,
high quality.
Yeah, the question was, do they actually hold debates here in actual debating topics, those available for debate? And from what you're saying here is that some subjective topics do come up in here, so I would be wrong in saying they do debates here to get back on track.
Yeah. I like number 3. This house believes multiculturalism has no future. Great stuff.
Well, that's a debating topic. That's a subjective. That's an appropriate debating topic. That fits. That's okay. Then, Nathan, you were right. I would have lost everything.
Those books, because his take on the history of science, which was based on Alfred North.
The history of science? What do you mean, history of science?
That's fair enough at this point. Hang on. Let's go.
Okay, carry on. Science doesn't have a history. It's just a method.
It does.
What's the
history?
You can list the history of cause and effect validations over time. That would be the history of science. Perfectly reasonable. Let's play on.
We could start with the Baconian method and then the development of the full philosophical application to arrive at today's... Yeah? We could debate the history of just the method. That's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, it wasn't Bacon who came up with that. It was Al Hazen.
Well, perfect. That would be part of the history that you could contribute to then.
Fair enough.
Whitehead, actually, was, to quote more or less, men became scientific because they expected law in nature, and they expected law in nature because they believed in a lawgiver. That fascinates.
Oh, a little linguistic mix-up. It's not a mix-up. It could be. I could probably tear it apart, but I won't. But he's a little clever one, isn't he?
Me. And a little bit more research showed me that if you take modern science, I'm not talking about medieval science.
What's the difference? I'd like to hear the difference. We ain't going to get that.
Modern science. And you start with people like Galileo, and then you move on.
Galileo wasn't a scientist. He never performed.
Oh God! Immediately he's off the rails.
Yeah.
Galileo and science. No. Cause and effect reasoning, validation after the observation of naturally occurring phenomena. That's science. Galileo. No. What's he talking about? He's straight off the rails.
Yeah. Galileo never performed a single scientific experiment in his life. How can he be a scientist?
This is science in that old school sense of any acquisition of knowledge. Yeah, it's kind of that sense. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily yet, because he's not indicted it. He wants to make the difference. So if he does make the difference,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just anticipating. I've heard John Lennox before, so
I don't think you're going to be disappointed, do I? But I'm just.
I don't think I am. I've heard him many times.
To Kepler, Newton, and so on.
Kepler and Newton, they weren't scientists either. But I will relent.
These people were all believers in God with slight variations on it.
Believers in God? They're in big trouble. So they accept without evidence God. That's what you just said.
No. That's not fair.
Yeah, it is.
That's not a fair indictment on the individuals. No, but Newton was a Christian, yeah, of Puritan standards. That was part of his motivation, yeah, to try and elucidate some understanding of God's majesty of creation. That's.
Listen, I just jumped on the word believe, Adam. That's all. I ain't indicting anyone. I'm just getting the belief word. That's it.
I'm not having you British bashing. That's all. You can pick on Kepler. Don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yep. You're defense again. You're defending your two countrymen here. Okay. You're honored. You hear that? Get ready.
And it seemed to me there was a pretty close connection between their theism and their approach to science.
Uh-oh. How did they approach science?
And in general, historians of science, and when I came to Oxford after a while, I worked for a time with John Hedley Brooke, who was the first professor.
Oh, he's going to be name dropping. Go ahead, Adam. You want to say something?
Yeah, because that what does that mean, their approach to science? I think, for me, what that means is, conceptually, what things are they dealing with? So Newton's not considering a big bang from nothing. He recognizes there is a creator. And the beginning of whatever it was deemed ordained by the creator, not an explosion of nothingness. You know what I mean? So I think that's what he's talking about. How do you approach your questions when you're trying to decide what the natural world is, which is back in Newton's days, that's kind of the approach.
Yeah.
It's important stuff like this because just as like modern scientists or science commentators would try and indict people like Newton, the reverse is also just as applicable today. They won't investigate anything that there is a creator. That is going back to that, but it's allowed video. Mm-hmm. The second these biologists are getting into the idea that there's a level of creation, intelligent design, they were ridiculed and poo-pooed because that approach, the question was not appropriate for that age.
Yeah. And just let it be known out there, we know that Newton wrote more on the book of Revelation and Daniel than he did about physics. That fact is not lost on us. I'm just getting ready to indict Newton. Well, not indict Newton, but Lennox for calling these people scientists. And I understand he's using it in the common vernacular, but that's the problem that we got ourselves into to begin with. So I'm trying to, nip it in the bud. Or if Betty Newton would be really cool today, Q, because even
as Nathan was alluding to earlier about Ethereum stuff, he would have also been into Tartarian stuff, because he was one of the earliest exponents of the critique of the Egyptian timeline.
Yeah.
Saying it needed to be reduced. Yeah.
Yep.
It was a proper know-it-all.
He's a proper know-it-all.
Top British boffin.
Yeah, he was a proper British boffin. I was just trying to remember that word. Yeah. Too funny. All right. Boffin, ladies and gentlemen.
Professor of Science and Religion here, now, a wonderful historian.
Yeah.
And he was very cautious, but he said there certainly does seem to be a connection between the biblical worldview and the rise of modern science. So sometimes I say to people who ask me that question that I'm not remotely ashamed of being a scientist. If you can't...
You're not a scientist. He doesn't know what science is, Adam. Or a scientist is. He's a mathematician by trade. You're not a scientist. Okay? My God.
Mathematicians and scientists.
Oh, wait a second. Let's go back. Let's get the full thing.
They say to people
it does say
who
that in the
ask me
video.
that,
Why this Oxford mathematician confident, not why this Oxford scientist.
Yeah. But
he is just getting a bit old.
You think he's getting... No, he was saying that before. Back in the day, he was still saying the same thing. I was busting him back then. So no, he is getting old, but he's still pretty sharp. But he has said something to the effect of that many times. Let's get the whole
now
thing.
that then would, like I've alluded to there in terms of the title, that's where I would take objection to the misuse of the word. Historically, you can give forgiveness, you know what I mean? But here, no. If you're a mathematician, be proud of that.
Yep.
Got sod all to do with science, maths in as a discipline.
Yep.
Yeah. But you're a top mathematician. Don't demean yourself as some kind of scientist that you don't even hold a degree in.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is... I feel this is a good showcase. Even the bourgeoisie intellectuals of the highest of the high butt plugs, they're clueless on basic fundamentals, ladies and gentlemen. Just absolutely. He thinks he's a scientist, and he's a degreed mathematician. What? Huh? I thought you're the best of the best. Guess not. Let's get the whole thing from him.
Well, before you do it, when Nathan talks about hijacking of science, this is what he's doing here. He's, I say, unreasonably in my case, and demeaning what he does hold significant qualifications in, which is maths. Why? Yeah, he's demeaning the profession he actually.
You already said that.
In. I'm just saying to describe himself as a scientist, something that is wishy-washy because he's not qualified in it. It's a strange. This is where it's the strange indictment to me. I know I've already said it, but it's.
Thank you.
The differentiation that needs to be made.
Well, we already did it. Let's see where.
Let's get
the full thing. Let's get the full one.
That I'm not remotely ashamed of being a scientist. If you count mathematicians as scientists.
No, we don't count mathematicians as scientists. We count them as mathematicians. Mr. Smirk over here, he doesn't know what natural science is either. He's a friggin' glue sniffer.
That's very telling, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was him saying, look, mathematicians aren't scientists. If you count them as in, excusing himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know better, actually.
No, he indicted him.
It's like me saying, I'm not ashamed of being a butcher. That's if you count flat earthers as butchers.
Yeah, you're in rare form tonight.
And a Christian, because arguably it was the Judeo-Christian worldview that gave me my subject. So I think there's a deep resonance there.
A deep resonance, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You're gonna have to pick yourself up off the ground. We're with the bourgeoisies. All right.
And I do think
I'm getting a deep resonance here of pretender clown frauds. by the both of you.
There is a conflict, though, just to explain a little bit further, but it's not between science and faith in God. And I often illustrate this by thinking of the Nobel Prize in Physics.
Oh.
Because, take, for example, Higgs, Peter Higgs, who won it, Scotsman, atheist, brilliant physicist.
Higgs, atheist.
And then there's another person I know, Bill Phillips, an American Nobel Prize winner for physics and a Christian. And what that tells me, Alex, really is this, that their difference isn't in the realm of physics at all.
Stop it.
What tells you? I love your hyperspecificity. We're on a vague nonsense trail now of nothingness because I don't know what he's talking about. He's just dropped a few names and spoken about how they've won Nobel Prizes, but he's not alluding to why he's talking about them.
I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it to you. I will explain it to you. What he's trying to say here is he has one quote-unquote scientist winning the Nobel Prize in Physics as an atheist, and then on the other hand, he knows another Nobel Prize winning physicist, and he's a Christian. So what that's telling John is that their quibble isn't with whether they're Christian or atheist. That's what he's trying to put forward.
Okay, thanks.
That's describing what he's doing. What's disappointing is if that's the evidence he's going to then present, which is here's a Christian, here's an atheist. They're all different views. That wasn't the postulation. It was that you can believe in God and science. The two are not mutually exclusive.
Yes.
As we said on last QE Live, at the end of the cup of this science, God is waiting for you.
Yep.
Yeah? They're not things that don't work together. The knowledge of a creator doesn't disavow you from applying the scientific method.
Sure.
Her science, it's in worldview. And I see a real conflict between the theistic worldview and the atheistic worldview. And
what's the atheistic worldview? Can somebody define that monkey for me? That's rhetorical. I'm talking about these two gentlemen. You're speaking about words and phrases that you use, and you're not defining them. You need to define them for your audience so we can compare and contrast what you say and whether it's coherent or not. It doesn't have to be a long spill or anything. Just say what it is.
The problem with that is if he defined being atheist or what atheism is, he'd end up contradicting himself and describing their God as being nature. So it's probably best if he doesn't define it.
What would it matter? Whether his definition was agreeable to us or not.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not a problem, is it? Whether you're an atheist, whatever that means, you fundy, yeah, or whether you believe in Jesus or whatever. It's kind of irrelevant to whether or not you can apply the scientific method to something you've just observed in the natural world. That's the disconnect. They're not mutually exclusive categories. They've got nothing to do with each other. And as I said, at the bottom of the cup of science, guess who's waiting?
It's not a cup, it's a glass.
No, it's a cup in my world. Big cup.
There are scientists on both
really nice
sides.
Well, there you go, Nathan. There's scientists on both sides. That's what he said. So you squared away?
Gotcha.
And so I feel that if we take that on board, we can make a more sensible exploration of this whole, well, I think it's a myth, and a lot of historians do as well, that science and religion are necessarily in conflict. I think as a final codicil, I would say it depends what religion you're talking about. I'm talking about...
Well, what about what religion is? Not which one. What the hell is it?
The Judeo-Christian worldview, because science conflicts with a lot of religions.
I think this question...
Yeah, which
one?
Hold on, I don't understand what he's doing. He seems like he's dampening the statement, and then he makes it explicit. The two things are in conflict then. What was with the disclaimers? I don't really understand where your position lies now.
Yep.
Do you agree with the notion that they are in conflict now? Because you've just said that.
He just contradicted
If he's
himself.
going to make that, then he's got to tell us what the conflict is, because, like I said, I cannot see one.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to say that. What Nathan is saying, that he just contradicted himself with his first statement.
Correct.
So that's irrelevant. I mean, would like to hear the types of religions. I mean, that would be good ancillary information, but that's not the point.
There wasn't so much contradiction as undefined specific indictment.
No, it was a
religions
contradiction.
Contradiction of
No, it was a
science.
contradiction.
I'm trying to nuance it if you listen. He didn't say all religions. Some that he's not prepared to name. Which is why I went, which ones? I want to know. I know there's the anti-scientarianisms, those Bullchinians, but other than those, which would be obvious by name, what and why would any religion, point I'm going back to, be in contradiction?
But you missed it. He prefaced his talk by saying there is no conflict, Adam.
Except.
Now he says except, yeah.
That's what I want, specifics. I want to know who. Is it the First Presbyterian Church of Alabama?
It doesn't. Oh my God. Okay, let's just move on.
Of the history of science,
Yes.
and it being tied up with the Christian worldview is an interesting one, because to me it's slightly different to asking whether the findings of science after the scientific method gets off the ground.
What's that? Gets off the ground. When did it get off the ground, and what is the scientific method? Now you're dreamland fantasying. You have no clue what the scientific method is, son.
Conflict with
what?
For getting off the ground. Comes after hypothesis construction.
Comes after hypothesis.
Yeah. The scientific method gets off the ground, conflict with the sort of tenets of religious belief. And
Pause, right? That's the kind of nonsensical bullshittery. And I like this dude. I've seen him debate theological stuff, and he's fine there. This is the trouble. Once the scientific method gets off the ground and he moves forwards with that proposition, don't know what it means, got no way of, even in my most generous times when QE would then pick, even if you gave it to Brian, right, what would he make of that state? What does that mean once it's got off the ground? Yeah. Yep. Once you've started to make shit up and you've got a lab coat on, seems to be. Yeah, sorry.
No. You're all over. That's why I stopped it without even you saying pause.
So I think what a lot of people will think is, okay, the founders of the scientific method.
Who were they? I'll bet you don't even know that. I told you it was Al Hazen. Cousins Al Baruni.
Were Christian. But of course they were, because
Really? Was Al Hazen a Christian? You don't even know who I'm talking about, do you, dumbass? Nope.
Everyone was Christian.
Yeah, I'm a little bit suspicious of that from history as well. The Islamification of mathematics and the scientific method is really dodgy if you look at it. Yeah.
No, they got Al Hazen's writings. I remember seeing them. They taught us a little bit at uni about that.
I didn't say those writings weren't there.
Okay.
I'm just saying the accreditation of the concept.
Nah, he was all over it. Al Hazen was all over it. Now, take my word for it. Now, he's a little bit off in the mathematics realm, but conceptually, he had it right with experiment. You needed experimental validation of your hypothesis. That's basically Al Hazen. What he said.
Like I said, I didn't say he's wrong. I said accreditation. We have this mismatch of transferring everything, even like alchemical knowledge seems to transfer over to Islam for a little bit, then come back to the Christian West.
Oh, gotcha.
Very odd in history.
Okay. Okay. We can disagree to disagree.
Does somehow
there's no disagreement. Al Biruni's the poster child of it. Everybody does Galileo, all this stuff. Then we switch to the Arab world for a little bit. Then, ooh, collapse of Ottomans. Let's move back over. Arabs don't do a lot anymore after that. Yeah?
Yeah.
A bit like if you look in history, you have Black History Month. What do black people do? Ooh, peanut butter, baby. All a bit dodgy, the lack of information there and the slight attribution of something here and there. Lifts! You wouldn't have lifts if it weren't for black people, apparently.
Shut the hell up.
But of course they were, because everyone was Christian. And if science does somehow...
So everyone was Christian? How do you know that?
Even the Buddhists.
Yeah. That's just talking out his ass. What are you talking about?
Undermine Christianity, then of course they would be Christians because they hadn't invented the scientific method yet to undermine.
Who invented what?
So that's that. I want to. Of course, they would be Christians because they haven't invented the scientific method yet. Is that what he said?
Yes.
Shame on you, sir.
This dude he's like your average everyday dumbass you get off the street. He's pretending to be an intellectual when he's Mr. Magoo. Because he's courteous and he uses some big words out of context, by the way. All right? This is shameful. I'll continue.
I want to indict his overall intellect. It would appear to me to be a sad lacking of a definitional issue for this, for Alex. Yeah, he's got no idea this thing that he keeps referring to, scientific method, what it is. That would be the issue.
Yes,
at hand. Yeah.
Well,
it's nice if he just started his conversation with what it is, then, wouldn't it?
Well, he's clueless on a number. He's clueless on a number of topics, not only science. He's just absolutely clueless. He can gawk some things he maybe read in one of these old torn up books, but he can't reason. There's no reasoning ability with this moron. He's a pretender clown.
People will point to the findings of science and say,
like what?
That the explanatory power.
Oh my God, explanatory power. Wonder Twin powers activate. Explanatory power. Provide an example.
That these Christian men who wanted to understand the universe found in the scientific method.
They didn't find it. They didn't use the scientific method, moron.
Removes the space needed for the explanatory power of God. Now, I know you disagree with that too, of course, but I was hoping you could tell us why.
Well, I think it is an argument that's
begging the question fallacy. He said he thinks.
Pretty fair if you apply it to a limited proportion of the Earth.
Yep.
But
why are we applying it to the Earth?
What limit? Are we back to applying it to only to Alabama?
Yes, Greenbow.
Limited portion.
This is it's getting cringe.
Do I need to be like standing up for Alabama right now?
Yeah, you need to be. We were trying to coax you into it, but we weren't getting any response.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to say?
Something in defense.
Alabama's great.
Just because Leonard Skinner sang it, well, they changed the title of it after it was originally written.
Whatever.
The original song was Sweet Home Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we know that you have delusions of grandeur.
That, and I've thought about it a fair bit because it's the obvious point to make, and it's a good point to make, is that modern science did not develop among the Chinese.
What the hell? Why? What? Where is this guy going? I'll let him go.
And a lot of study was done on that particular topic by a very famous sinologist who actually, did he found the Academy of Sciences in China? And I'm wrestling for his name. You probably know it.
I'm not sure I do.
But he did a lot of research, and he was principally a Marxist in his viewpoint. And that is what makes his conclusion very interesting. He certainly was the author of massive dictionary of scientific science and all that.
A massive what? Of scientific science? What? Huh? What the? Let's go back. I need a full J on this one. Say that again.
And that is what makes his conclusion very interesting. He certainly was the author of massive dictionary of scientific science and all that.
He was the author of a massive dictionary of scientific science.
Did he get checked like for dementia before he came into this conversation?
I don't know. That was a bit creepy. Okay.
He tried to explain within a Marxist framework why modern science of the type you described didn't arise in China. And the conclusion he came to was it was a difference in a fundamental presupposition of the idea that there was a unification in the sense that there was one creator who had created the universe and created the human mind to study it. And the Chinese didn't have that. That was his view. So it seems to me that that is an interesting response to this. If you take the whole world, modern science arose in a particular place, in a particular time, where, in a sense, the general background was Christian. But on the other hand, it didn't arise where the general background was very different. So I think that's how I would respond to it.
So two questions come to mind for me. One is the question of,
how much of a glue sniffer am I, true or false?
The so-called golden age of the Islamic.
All right, let me take it back. Sorry about that, folks. I couldn't help myself.
And for me, one is the question of the so-called golden age of the Islamic world, with particular.
Yes. Oh, Adam.
Hey.
Okay. And?
Reference to mathematics.
Yes.
Which will make people think, okay, science arises in the Christian West, but we also have this rich tradition of science and discovery within Islam as well. And the extent to which you said it depends which religion you're talking about, I wondered if you had a view on whether Islam can be similarly credited with scientific knowledge.
I'm not an
accredited with scientific knowledge. That wasn't his point.
Okay, it's not about how many scientific discoveries you make. It's whether or not you apply the methodology. It's not a tally chart, is it?
No.
Islam versus Christianity, and Christianity's going to win. But
they're talking past each other.
This is a weird agenda, isn't it?
Yep.
That's in everything that we have in the Christian West right now, this pervasion of acceptance and admiration for another religion that is fundamentally opposed to ours, yet it's given in dilution for appreciation.
Yes, you got it, Adam. You're all over it. Yep. Clumsily so.
At Islam, but I used to be very interested in what went on in the House of Wisdom.
Hold on. I thought that was very politically correct and non-offensible in the way it was put, not clumsily.
Thanks.
Where a lot of work was done, and some of it by Christians, by the way, working away at translating some of the more ancient classical documents into languages that were available to people around. And at the very least, in the Islamic tradition, you have a very strong transmission of more ancient texts. That, of course, helped with the advance of modern science. Mm-hmm. But as far as I know, not a great deal of innovation. But I'd put, again, I would say my field is algebra, and the word algebra comes from al-jabr.
Mm-hmm. Al-jabr. Yeah, I remember hearing that back in the day. That's pretty funny.
Who invented magic carpets, magic lamps,
Houdini.
Arabs, mate.
It's the Christians.
Which is an Arabic word. And
no way.
In the Islamic world, you had tremendous understanding of observational astronomy.
Observational astronomy? Is there another kind?
And there are ways of solving equations and so on.
There are ways of solving equations. That's not science, that's mathematics.
Has he not given them 0 yet? And a round of applause.
Who has it?
I thought it was the Arabs that were supposedly first accredited the use of the input of 0.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. You're off on another tangent. Okay.
I'm not. Why is this Oxford mathematician suddenly Islamifying everything and giving kudos to the Arabs without mentioning 0?
Oh, I see where you're going. Okay. That's it's still a little bit off. Try to stick to the main topic and keep your wanderings to yourself.
Wanderings.
No response. I was waiting for something smart ass.
And back into the Babylonian world. So
the Babylonians, all right.
We had certainly a great deal of stuff that was transmitted forward.
You got stuffsies being transmitted forward.
Oh, there, Neddy.
Your mic's muffled. Hold on. Your mic was muffled there. Were you leaning back or something and you come, whoa. You're all muffled.
It wasn't a muffle. That was an impression of a horse. Like that.
I thought...
We can't go from, what? Muhammad onwards, so 700 to 1400, and then go back to Babylonia.
Yeah.
That's one hell of a jump, isn't it?
Yeah.
1500 years. Yeah. What gibberish is this? It might sound clever, doesn't it? But if you're listening, that's just waffle.
Yeah. It's cock waffle. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you got it. It's directionless drivel. Maybe he'll connect it.
And helped. I would say helped enormously.
1500 years.
Transmitted forward. And
you're happy.
Shut up.
I'm talking to you.
What?
No one else is, by the way.
I know. What do you want?
I say, are you trigger happy? Do we need to get through this, or are we?
No, I'm not. No, we don't. No, I'm not trigger happy. No.
So just maybe a mild point of paranoia. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's justified.
Get on.
Yeah, I want you to bring me some cantaloupe. Yeah. Don't overfill the bowl, but a nice serving. Yes, ma'am. Look at that. I didn't even ask for it. Super cantaloupes.
Retro Bill sent a participation trophy award for Islam.
Participant, nice one. I'm telling you, Retro Bill, according to the documentation, as it is reckoned by natural science, I told you, Al Hazen. I mean, there are documents stating this. So I know Adam is uppity with it, but there's clear documentation.
I'm not denying the document. I'm saying there's an assumption of this weird transference of knowledge. That somebody moves from here to here, and the only connections of the growth of the knowledge is to suddenly ascribe everything to the Arabs for this particular section of history, and then everything goes back. It's another example of the cockwaffle of the way they make history fit the story they want, as opposed to how it is. So this transfer, and it even goes to alchemical knowledge, mate, which is really weird, isn't it?
Don't personalize this, Adam. Friggin', this isn't an Adam agenda.
No, I was trying to make out that any Adam agenda isn't some kind of anti-Islamic point of view. It's to demonstrate how the Islamic world and its supposed creation fitting in. He's suddenly given all these things that then stop working in this place and then continue back in the Christian West after they stopped doing it for a bit till the Arabs had a good hold of it, and then they carried on once the Arabs stopped with it.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. Dad, just wait a second. Mr.
Yes, bring in the Irish. Come on.
I'm going to go back a little bit. I want to get the full story from this guy. I want to see this little timeline and see if he connects everything together. But, okay, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I don't dispute that it likely came from the Arab world to the European world or whatever, but how did it get to the Arab world? Because it didn't start there. Not right, Adam?
No.
If at all, I would suggest that no. I think it was always there. And all of those worlds, before they were repainted for us, were the same world, which was a very Christian world. Yeah, you have to realize how Christian everybody was up until the point that people say Muhammad appeared. Yeah, there was nothing but Christians and Jews in all that Arabia, a couple of pagans, but the reality is
couple pagans.
Jews and Christians.
Heathens.
Heathens.
I think the phrase that Islam would use is idolaters at that point. So that would be the point of Mecca at that point. However,
just what? Let's focus on. Don't go with your.
No, I'm not having this nonsense. No, these are great points that are relevant now. Yeah, this Islamification of the world. I've got no problem with Muslims. I've got a problem with it's like I said with regards to peanut butter, a misrepresentation of history, and it's going off constantly right now. And these guys appear to be simps for it, as they're pimping for Islam. Yeah.
Well, let's see where.
Just a point of order before you press play. Sorry.
Go ahead, do your point of order.
Yeah, because everyone missed it earlier. John Lennox, he's a Judeo-Christian, isn't he?
What did we
He's a Christian,
What did we miss?
John Lennox, he is a Christian, yes?
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. So he reads the Bible. When the other guy, O'Clowner, say, I know his name is O'Connor, is it? O'Clowner. What he said to me says, Christians were looking for something like looking to science or something like that to help them to explain the universe. Where's the universe in the Christian Bible?
I never seen it.
Yeah, John Lennox didn't say a word.
Fair enough. Is that it? Is that your point of order? Maybe continue?
Yeah, I just wanted to make myself out to be a special fan. That's all.
You're a little special snowflake.
Yeah, my own special.
Little special Irish snowflake. All right. Let's see if he can put it. Let's see if we can get some semblance of coherence here. Here we go. We're going to do it again.
You had tremendous understanding of observational astronomy and their ways of solving equations and so on, and back into the Babylonian world. So we had certainly a great deal of stuff that was
absolute hot and back into the Babylonian world. How many in the time of Jesus? So some 500, 600, 700 years before it. How many Arabs were there? There weren't Arabs then.
No, he like you said, he made a jump of about 15. He made it. He like you said, he made a jump of about 1,500 years just in one simple statement. I don't know why he did that. I don't know. Let's see where he goes.
It's transmitted forward and helped. I would say helped enormously, but in the sort of innovation and experimentation.
What?
How did they help?
I don't know.
What help? What is he on about, you babbling old man?
Don't know.
If he offers me a Werther's original, I know he's lost it. Would you like a mint?
Yeah. This is it's. I don't know how he's going to put this together.
And all this kind of thing, and the vast steps forward taken by people like Galileo kept.
He never did. Galileo never performed an experiment in his life, sir. What the hell are you babbling about? Now we're back to Galileo. We went from Islam, then jettisoned back in our time machine 1,500 years before that, somewhere in that vicinity, to Babylon. And now we're back with Galileo. What?
Jettisoned back to Babylon, thanked them, and came back to Galileo.
Yeah. I don't
have done it without them Babylonians.
All right. Okay, John. Put it together for us.
For Newton. They didn't get that far, but we must credit them.
We must credit who? I missed that part. Credit who? For what? He says, You get it? Me and my audience didn't tell you that much.
The other question that came to mind then.
Yeah, move on to another subject. Because that was directionless drivel. My word.
It's like,
oops.
Like thanking cavemen for figuring out that one bean plus one bean equals some beans.
They mentioned Newton. He mentioned Newton underneath his breath.
Yeah.
If you go back, you'll hear him.
No, I heard it.
No, let's go back. Let's go all the way back to that.
No, we're on the new.
Love Newton.
Nope, we're on the new question. He's about to get involved again anyway. Just wait for it, right? So let's get with the other one, and then we'll get some more incoherent directionless drivel.
Is one concerning the difference between, say, belief in God as motivating your scientific enterprise.
Belief in God motivating scientific enterprise. What's scientific enterprise? Who knows?
And Christianity as a world religion.
Yes.
Because when I think about someone like Galileo, an important founder of the scientific method.
He's no founder of the scientific method. What? Let's see it. Citation, please. From a person that didn't perform an experiment in his life. Let's see it. He's just making shit up. Why isn't John stopping him? Who knows?
And I think about the way that he's treated by the reigning Catholic authorities.
Catholic authorities? What does that have to do with anything? Oh, that's a religion. I get it now.
For presenting an alternate view of the world, although not proving it, arguably, at the time.
He didn't prove it. Then he wasn't doing science. There, Alex, you just contradicted yourself because of your ignorance. Dumbass.
Running into a bit of trouble and ending up finishing his life in house arrest.
Oh, God, I knew this was coming. Okay, we're going to have to put up with this shit. What does that have to do with Christianity, by the way? John? Catholicism and Christianity. Never the twain shall meet, sir. Why didn't you correct him? Yeah, okay. Let's hear some of your incoherent drivel.
In Tuscany.
Rather luxurious house.
Yeah, it's quite. It was. He got it quite well, I think.
He was tortured in a luxurious house in Tuscany. It's amazing.
This idea that he was tortured for his beliefs.
Oh, see, yeah, I figured that was. Yep. I heard the stories many years ago.
Is a mistaken one, although allegedly some people believe that he was shown the instruments of torture, as if to say,
that could be.
Keep quiet.
Here again, I think that.
So they're talking about science and religion, right? They got one part right. The religion part with Catholicism, that's religion, ladies and gentlemen. That's not Christianity, by the way. And a scientist who's not a scientist. That's what we got here so far. Unbelievable.
Using Galileo as an example.
I can't let you do that twice without comment. That's such an unchristian comment you've made twice there.
I can clarify.
I know, but it would be unfair to all those people that have given their lives to Jesus who stick by this denomination.
Okay, let me clarify. Shut up. Let me clarify. So I'm talking about. Shut up. I'm talking about corporate Catholicism. I'm not talking, listen, I was a Catholic for a good part of my life, right? I was deemed Catholic, right? When I refer to Catholicism, I'm talking about corporate Catholicism, not the followers underneath that. Are we good?
Perfect.
Maybe I should have clarified that before. My bad. So corporate Catholicism comes straight from Babylon. I tracked them back in the day, right into Babylon. Isn't it like obvious? we can continue.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't work because if you look at what actually happened, the first people to criticize Galileo was not the Catholic Church. It was the philosophers who were building on Aristotle and believed in a fixed earth. And
ooh, what? You hear
hello,
that?
Spicy. Give me a J.
Yeah. Let's go to Jay for that one.
What? Before you try it, why would we get excited? Because this would be in contradiction of all of these globetrotters that say the Greeks, believed in a spinning space pair. We've always believed in a spinning space pair. Interesting, this mathematician.
The mathematician what?
Well, postulating the opposite.
Well, yeah, he's right. He's correct.
Point of view. Yeah, that's what's...
Yeah, I think Aristotle thought it was a fixed globetard.
Church. It was the philosophers who were building on Aristotle and believed in a fixed earth. And the church got involved rather.
The church? That's not the church. The church in Scripture is not the Catholic Church, sunshine. John Lennox, Mr. Bible believer. Go to Revelation 17. You'll see a picture of her in there. She's called Mystery Babylon. She'll be smiling and waving at you.
Foolishly, because it had climbed on the Aristotelian bandwagon.
Yes.
So you could argue that this is not really science versus Christianity, because Galileo was...
Yeah, well, it's not Christianity that you're talking about. That's why.
A Christian. He believed in God before he started all this and when he finished. So I think I would agree with the historians of science that say that the Galileo incident is not really one to be used to show that there's a huge conflict between science and religion.
Yes.
I think the book Galileo's Daughter is well worth reading on this store. And Galileo was a bit silly, you know, and unwise in what he did. He insisted, first of all, on writing in Italian, and that irritated the experts who thought everything should be done in Latin. And secondly, he wrote a text and put the views of the then Pope, who had been his friend, into the mouth of a character he named Simplicio, the Fool. And as for PR, I think he comes fairly near a zero.
Yeah,
actually.
And he'd been told by the Catholic Church not to write about heliocentrism, but there was some dispute over what he was allowed to do. And so he writes this philosophical dialogue where he's like, well, I'm not writing an essay in favor of heliocentrism. Correct. I'm writing a dialogue. It's just that the character that disagrees with me is called the Fool. And that's what finally did it seems, for the church. For me, I think you're right to say that this isn't a good indication of the conflict between science and religious belief. For me, at best, with the most sort of uncharitable view of the Catholic practice here, it might show a conflict between, say, the scientific method of Galileo and...
He didn't have a scientific method. He wasn't a scientist. And comparing it to what?
The Catholic Church.
That's Catholic Church. That's not the church in Scripture. So you're a glue sniffer.
But I want to very carefully tease apart the historical question of like world religions and their potential suppression of the scientific method.
Oh, this is going to be good.
With the more specific point I think you're making.
Pause a second, thank you. Yeah, this is all completely wrong. Number one, there was no heliocentrism. No one can actually show any heliocentrism prior to Kepler, number one. Number two, Galileo was an astrologer. That's what he actually was, if you actually research. This guy just parenting out rubbish. You know, he has no evidence. What has Galileo got to do with the scientific method? Absolutely nothing. He never did any science in his life. But he dropped the ball from a high tower, and so did it fell straight down. And that's somehow proved it was rotating, did it? Do you know what I mean? Give me a break. This is some waffle. Sorry, just that annoys me when these people get these big platforms and they don't have a clue about what they're talking about. It annoys me because they're just pumping a rhetoric out there that they don't even bother to check. They don't bother to learn anything. They just go, this is the rhetoric, and I just say it. Sorry.
It's in the books behind them, for God's sake.
More than likely.
Which is about the personal belief in an ordered universe as being necessary to engage in science.
I think that's fair enough. And if you look at various times in church history,
What church? Okay, he's conflating the Catholic Church with the church in Scripture. They're diametrically opposed, you moron. I mean, you got to be kidding me, right? I knew this in Catholic school. I went to Catholic school and I still knew it. You're a high academic intellectual. You don't know this? What the hell? What?
I don't want to sound like a Galileo apologist. But again, it comes right. So Galileo, have we got scientific method by the time Galileo is here? No. Is it fair to critique him for non-adherence to it? I don't think so. It's not been formulated yet.
Well, Alex just said that Galileo was the founder of it.
Well, this is my point. Neither is correct, is it? It's neither correct to criticise him for non-adherence nor attribute what posthumously whatever. Okay, so if you're going to attribute stuff to him, it's the fact that he was empirical. So when he dropped, as Brian alluded to, when he dropped balls off of towers or rolled them downhill, he did it in a standardized, measured fashion. That's kind of what you give him credit for. Now, what you would critique him for is point out to him that dropping balls off the Leaning Tower of Pisa or rolling them down a hill is not physics. Whether you measure it accurately or not, that drop rate.
Listen to that. My work is done here. This house is clear.
they would say that to their shame. And as in the Galileo case, it was only in my lifetime that the Catholic Church rehabilitated Galileo.
Yes.
And that's pretty shameful.
Finally said that he was correct.
Yes. And
he was correct about what? What was Galileo correct about? The non-scientist. What can you give us a hint? John, you agreed with him. What is it? What was he correct about? Let's see if they say.
Be that thing that everybody knew for 1,500 years since the time of Aristotle, that the Earth was a spinning space pear.
Yeah. Except Aristotle. He was a fixed globe-tard. But okay.
Isn't that wise? Because that's actually the best explanation. why you see an Antarctic sun, if you get an Antarctic sun, is to have a geocentric ball. It's the easiest mathematical solution. It's neither flat nor ball, as if you want to ascribe any kind of methodology to it, match. The best way is a geocentric ball with a very small located sun.
So, are you saying Aristotle took a little trip?
I'm saying what I would say from that is that Aristotle knew,
along with Colonel Jackson, down to
Mississippi, Mississippi. I forgot the double ISS. Mississippi. I was thinking that same thing, Flatsy, when I said that. Go ahead.
I-double-S-I-double-P-I.
Yeah, that is really, really creepy, Flatsy. When I said that, I was going to add on, if Adam didn't interrupt me right there, I was going to say Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi.
That's not weird. I listen to that old-timey stuff.
So do I. I have the album, Johnny Horton. Yeah, my mom got it for you back in the early 60s. Yep. Adam, did you want to add anything to that?
Nothing pertinent.
The same is true, I suppose, of the so-called conflict between Huxley and Wilberforce, after Darwin.
Yes.
We're getting into some meat here.
Again, that's represented as
this is a debate that happens just down the road.
Wasn't a debate.
Road at the Natural History Museum
here, the Natural History
in Oxford,
Museum.
And it's between Thomas Huxley, who is a sort of protege of Charles Darwin.
Yes.
And so the newly discovered idea of natural selection.
Newly discovered idea of what?
Selection is being
natural selection. The newly discovered idea of a logical fallacy. You glue sniffer. I busted your ass on this before. You know what?
Yes.
Didn't I bust your ass on this natural selection before? Sorry, folks. I haven't planned anything. This is from Alex O'Clown. This is from the video I was talking about. Asshat O'Clowner and Richard Dawkins. I bet you it's in there because he loves natural selection. I'm just guessing. There it is. So this idea of natural selection. So natural selection is a conjured, fallacious concept. It's non-physical, immaterial. It has no matter, chemical formula or structure, charge, momentum, spin, or location, or energy, millielectron volts, kcals, or kilojoules. Non-physical concepts can't manipulate the physical, glue sniffers. Next block of instruction, asshat O'Clowner. How to sit down. Then point at a friggin' horse. Claiming natural selection is tantamount to claiming that the transition between classical and romantic eras, both concepts, wrote both Beethoven's Ninth or freedom, a concept, developed the battle plans for the Revolutionary War. Can you show us a picture of natural selection, O'Clowner? How about its location? Number 2. It's a reification fallacy. It's called hypostatization. Get it down there, some bitch. From the Institute of Internet Philosophy. Did I get that right? We'll check that in a second. Oh, this is a peer-reviewed EDU site, by the way. They say the error of inappropriately treating an abstract term as if it were a concrete one, also known as the fallacy of misplaced concreteness and the fallacy of reification. Their example, nature decides which organisms live and which die. Nature isn't capable of making decisions. Duh. Selection denotes choice constraints, which equals decisions, O'Clowner? So you think nature chooses and selects, huh? Let's get this It's bothering me. Yeah, here it is. This is where I got it from. Hypothesization. There is their leading example. Now, what's this place called? That's what I want to know. Get up there. Oh, God. It's kind of big, too. The Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy. That's correct. Oh, a peer-reviewed academic resource. Just blew your friggin' doors off. And that idiot Darwin. Well, let's pile on. William Provine, Cornell University professor, evolutionary biology. Natural selection does not act on anything, nor does it select for or against, force, maximize, create, modify, shape, operate, drive, favor, maintain, push, or adjust. Natural selection does nothing. Having natural selection select is nifty because it excuses the necessity of talking about the actual causation of natural selection. Such talk was excusable for Charles Darwin, but inexcusable for evolutionists, whatever that is. Now, creationists, notice that he pitted creation versus evolution. Interesting. Creationists have discovered our empty natural selection language, and the actions of natural selection make huge vulnerable targets. He's talking about me. You bet your ass. You bet your ass it has. That empty language, I jumped all over. I was on like a duck on a June bug. Fucking clowns. You two boneheads are the huge vulnerable targets, and I'm firing for effect right now. From the glue sniffer, Michael Shermer, he's a real gem. The Woodstock of evolution, listen to what he has to say. Natural selection does not shape an adaptation or cause a gene. Where'd you get genes from, Shermer? Glue sniffer. Or cause a gene to spread over a population, or really do anything at all. It is instead the result of specific causes. Yeah, right. Hereditary changes, developmental causes, ecological causes, and demography. Natural selection is the result of these causes. Really? Not a cause. That is by itself. Natural selection is not a mechanism. This is just beautiful right here. Look at this whole section I already had prepared for. About 8 months ago, I think that's when I did it. Richard Lewontin, one of my favorite guys. Evolutionary biologist, PhD zoology, Alexander Agassiz research professor at Harvard University. In testing the theory of natural selection in Nature, the most prestigious quote-unquote science journal in the entire world. Notice the date. 1972, ladies and gentlemen. Man, that was a good year. But I digress. Richard Lewontin states, Darwin's theory of evolution, really? He had a theory? Okay. By natural selection in particular is hopelessly metaphysical. According to the rules of etiquette laid down in the logic of scientific inquiry and widely believed in by practicing scientists who bother to think about the problem, the first rule of any scientific hypothesis ought to be that it is at least possible to conceive of an observation that would contradict the theory. For what good is a theory that is guaranteed by its internal logical structure to agree with all conceivable observations, irrespective of the real structure of the world? If scientists are going to use logically unbeatable theories that they didn't have anyway about the world, they might as well give up natural science and take up religion. Yet, is that not exactly the situation with regard to Darwinism? Oh shit. The theory of evolution that doesn't exist by natural selection, a logical fallacy, I added those, states that changes in the inherited characteristics of species occur, giving rise to differentiation in space and time, because different genetical types leave different numbers of offspring in different environments. Such a theory can never be falsified, for it asserts that some environmental difference created the conditions for natural selection of a new character. It is existentially quantified so that the failure to find the environmental factor proves nothing, except that one has not looked hard enough. Can one really imagine observations about nature that would disprove natural selection as the cause of the difference in bill size? Friggin' honey creeper beaks. The theory of natural selection is then revealed as metaphysical rather than scientific. Natural selection explains nothing because it explains everything. End of citation. And end of natural selection. The fallacy. How you like that? How you like me now, clowner? Fucking ignorant mung.
Defended by Huxley.
I'm sorry, any comments on natural selection?
I didn't, because I forgot where we were. Yeah, that's... But I do now, and that's lovely.
I was going to say something, but I didn't.
Go ahead, Adam first and then Flatsy.
Well, ladies first.
That's why I say that's why I said Adam first.
Ladies first.
I was just going to say a little funny little bit when you were mentioning jeans. I was like, and we don't mean your britches, but go ahead.
Oh, thanks, Lassie.
Well, that nice intro. That's the point of this conversation. Why would somebody be citing that Huxley? What was it? I forgot the other guy's name. That debate, which is from the late 1800s, isn't it? It's post-Darwin.
Yeah.
Yeah. When genes haven't been discovered yet, it's an ignorant point. And yeah, why would you cite somebody that the knowledge has advanced so much, a concept they couldn't have even imagined that we know?
Yep.
That shows information with regard to all of these aspects. Yeah. Coding. Change over time. How do you change over time? Do you randomly go pink, blue, brown as a chaffinch when you decide to move islands? Or is there a reason you change? Yeah, because it's already encoded in there. This is the frustrating thing, that these people are 100 odd years behind the argument.
Isn't it in these books? Somewhere in
one of those books, yes, has probably got that argument in. Although, no, because that argument didn't occur at the Oxford Union. It occurred at the Oxford Library.
Oxford Library.
You've got the Bishop Wilberforce, who is arguing...
It's Wilberforce.
Against it. And this is, again...
It's Huxley and Wilberforce. Wilberforce was...
It's late 1800s, isn't it? It's, yeah?
I think so. Let's check it.
What have we got? We've got jelly in a jar in terms of biological understanding at this point, haven't we?
Wilberforce, is it that?
Wilberforce is the explanation of slavery, isn't it?
There it is.
Wilberforce. So
a year after the publication of The Origin of Species. That's not the full title, by the way. We won't get into that. There it is, 1860, Adam. Okay, is that it? Not a thank you? I looked it up for you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm on mute.
Thank you.
That makes it about 100 years then, doesn't it? 100 years before DNA.
Yeah, and Darwin's train wreck, he never proposed a scientific theory in his life. He was a glue sniffer. Was 1859, wasn't it? Origin of Species, 1859, am I right?
Well, it's a year before 1860, and 60 minus 1 is...
Yeah, there it is right there. Yep. Origin of Species, full title. Let's get that. The full title of Darwin's seminal work, On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection. This "or" always cracked me the hell up. Right here. This is so... yeah, explain that. Or the preservation of favored races in the struggle for life. What's the year? Has to be 1850. Let's check it. It was published November 24th, 1859. There you go. So that quote-unquote non-debate occurred a year after. There you go.
Seen as archetypal science, evolution, undeniable.
Archetypical science. Let's go. What?
Going against it. And this is, again, seen as archetypal science, evolution, undeniable fact.
Really? Evolution's an undeniable fact? Really? What the hell is it?
Why is looking at finches on different islands science?
Honey creeper beaks.
What? You get my point. Like looking at, like, twitching, basically.
Should have looked at the Pakistani whale dog.
Oh, you got rumpus, Adam. And it was a good one, too. Go ahead, Flatsy.
So you should have looked at the Pakistani whale dog.
Yep. It was just honey creeper beaks, not Pakistani whale dogs just yet. So this undeniable fact, can you like give us the definition of it first? And then can you please provide the scientific theory? Since it's an undeniable fact, you're going to have to give a couple of experiments too. We want the whole schlemiel schlaboggle. This is what we need, Alex O'Clowner. Wonder if I got it in here. Nope. I slope-a-doped him. That's pretty cool. Let's put this down. I know I got it in the one we just did. Where is it? Amateur Night Dipstick. It's definitely here. There we go. There it is, Adam. Remember that? So, Alex O'Clowner, Mr. Undeniable Fact of Evolution. He calls it evolution. So, define evolution. We're going to need citation. We want this on your next live stream. Then we want you to post the scientific theory of evolution. We need a citation for that, too. Then post just 2 formal scientific hypotheses, then experiments. I know this is above your pay grade right now. Ask some of your slobber nurses to explain this to you. Post just 2 formal scientific hypotheses, then experiments that concretized it into a real scientific theory. We're going to need citation for that. Then we want you to point out, personally, the independent and dependent variables used in each test. And then post the null hypotheses that were rejected or falsified for each. We're going to need all this. It's not that much, Mr. Undeniable Fact Fruitcake. That's what we're going to need in your next friggin' live stream. Pretender clown fraud.
Versus the...
Yeah, that's right.
The priest that can't accept it.
But it's very interesting. I've read the whole debate. And I find that...
It wasn't a debate.
Many people haven't. And... Wilberforce was the kind of cleric who was an amateur scientist. And
what's an amateur scientist? Oh, he wasn't being paid for it. Okay, gotcha. Fair enough.
He seemed to have a lot of leisure for doing that, which might tell us something about the church in those days.
This eyebrow is really starting to irritate me. You got to clip that shit. And the corner ones? Just saying.
Right.
And Huxley was dead against this. He wanted a professional class of scientists. That's the first.
He wants a professional class of scientists in 1860, huh? Who would that be?
There was a strong bias against it. But when it came to the argument, I was fascinated to discover...
Super argument!
Retro Bill sent natural selection. QE, earlier you said nature doesn't decide, but apparently it can select.
Yeah, to these glue sniffers, yeah. John didn't even stop him. He's there, no problem. I'll just go with it. On to the next topic. Let's talk about Wilberforce.
Over.
Thanks, Retro Bill.
That very early on in his speech...
Speech? I thought it was a debate. Now it's a speech? Which one? Are they mutually exclusive?
No. I quickly Googled or asked my lady friend, and that was the point. It wasn't a formal debate. That's why I said I knew it was not at the Oxford Union. It was done in the library, and it was critiqued for just being a set of speeches as opposed to a debate.
Set of speeches. Yeah. Interesting.
Wilberforce said, I am not going to use religious arguments. I am only going to discuss the science.
Discuss the science of evolution. You're gonna have he's gonna have a pretty big problem. Oh shit, it's the next one. You're gonna have a big problem with that. Or he's gonna have a big problem with that. Why didn't you say anything there, John Lennox? Ernst Mayr, PhD, Professor Emeritus, Museum of Comparative Zoology at Harvard University. Contemporary of Richard Lewontin, by the way. Ernst Mayr, the world's greatest living evolutionary biologist, given that title to him by Stephen Jay Gould, by the way. Let's see what he has to say here. Darwin introduced historicity into science. Oh my God, it's a train wreck already there, Ernst. Evolutionary biology, here comes another explosion. In contrast with physics and chemistry, is a historical science. They don't exist. The evolutionist attempts to explain events and processes that have already taken place. Remember, this was a Just So story. This was what I was really going for. Laws and experiments are inappropriate techniques for the explication of such events and processes. So how could Wilberforce be discussing the science of evolution when there isn't any? Good question, isn't it? To cleric Wilberforce. Was the cleric Wilberforce another enabler? I'll leave that question to you.
That's often left completely out of the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it was, what was his name? The professor of the history of science at the Open University said that this event should not be used to drive a wedge between science and Christianity. It was a much more complex thing. It was a sociological thing as well. Yeah. The push to have professional scientists get rid of the clerics, turn the churches into temples to Sophia, the goddess of wisdom, and all this kind of...
Sounds Babylonian to me.
Of stuff. There was much more going on than simply dealing with science.
That's technically Gnostic.
You had to stop me for that. It's technically Gnostic. You just couldn't let that one go, could you, Adam?
No, it's not mine. I didn't do it to show off there. I'm just saying, what are you on about it? That's category error.
Yeah.
There's lack of information. It's cock waffle again, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's trying to make out he knows shit.
Yeah.
Without making a point. It's wits-it. He's fully wits-it, isn't he? It's just using phrases, stuff that exists, but not necessarily connected or even relevant. But it sounds good.
But it sounds like he might have a clue.
Could be. To
the unaware and ill-informed, yeah?
The untrained sarcastic ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But poor old Wilberforce, I think he gets the rough end of the stick, and it's not always very accurate.
The rough end of the stick? I think you're mixing metaphors. It's the short end of the stick. And I'm sure you got issues with that over there in England.
I mean, instinctively, I think of people who are motivated by their religious beliefs.
Yes.
Like evotards. Right? That's what you're talking about. Yes, right? Is that in here? Because evolution is... Yep, it is. Clowner. Evolution is a religion. From Professor Michael Ruse, a philosopher of biology, whatever the fuck that is, has debated, he's never debated, but I digress, creationist and ID proponents Stephen Meyer, William Dembski, and Professor Dwayne Gish of Gish Gallup Hall of Fame, and others, on the national circuit for 40 years. Ruse was a key witness for the plaintiff for the landmark and nationally followed case McLean v. Arkansas in 1981, where creation science in the classroom was being argued. So my point from posting this, he's not your average Joe Evotard. He's one of your pseudo-scientist, hard pipe-hitting priests, is what I'm trying to tell you. What did he have to say about evolution? In the National Post, 2000, Professor Michael Ruse. Evolution is promoted by its practitioners as more than mere science. Evolution is promulgated as an ideology, a secular religion, a full-fledged alternative to Christianity with meaning and morality. I am an ardent evolutionist and the next Christian, but I must admit that in this one complaint, Mr. Gish is but one of many to make it. The literalists are absolutely right. Evolution is a religion. This was true of evolution in the beginning, and it is true of evolution still today. End of citation, you dumbass cracker O'Clowner. Why didn't you call him on that, Lennox? Why do I have to do it? Shouldn't you?
But so as to convince the non-religious.
Yes.
The non-religious. Yes, the actual Christians.
Will abandon that as a strategy of argumentation and say, well, look, I'm not going to
abandon what as a strategy of argumentation? What are you talking about?
Rely on my religious views here to convince you.
Yeah.
And yet
religious views convince people with their religious views of what, Alex? You're not very clear, are you?
that is still their motivation.
Oh, so you're appealing to motivations of complete strangers. What's next? Guessing people's weights or barking for the yak woman? How about being a pixie dust spreader on a tilt-a-whirl? You fucking ass clown. Look at this pompous dumbass. He's a dumb fuck. I mean, at a fundamental level, this guy, Alex, is a dumb fuck. Period. Go ahead.
He is, but I'm trying to figure out the point he's trying to make.
There isn't any.
And humor me. Humor me. Just a little bit. His point seems to be, from his ill-informed worldview, is that Christians should be struggling with the idea that evolution is real, something he can't define. That seems to be our moral quandary that's being presented to us. Yeah, you believe in God, or in this case Christianity, then how do you reconcile that with yeah, he's trying to invoke that we've got some kind of cognitive dissonance. The point we came back to earlier, there is no dissonance, there is no mutually opposing positions. But he's trying to invoke one by making out that evolution is real. Yeah, like, and therefore, as a believer in a creator, how do you reconcile the knowledge of evolution? Seems to be where he's arguing.
Where he's going, right? Because he's a dumbass, and we have an enabler over here. Let's see what he does about this.
Well, I want to add on to that.
Hold on, Adam. Go ahead, Fletzy.
Well, I just wanted to add on to what Adam said. Isn't it weird how they're the ones that are arguing from a religious standpoint?
Yes.
Because it's craziness that they can't even define. And then they're like, hey, Christian over there, you need to reconcile my weird religious belief
with your religion. That's not a religion. That's exactly right.
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah.
You got it right. Good catch. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Yes. Go ahead, Adam.
A final point, which was your little insult to him. Not an add-on. Actually, a state. Yeah, he's an enabler. Something we've identified before. Yeah. These points, I said, he's in lots of stuff. He's been around this scene for a while. He should be pointing out that the issue that the young man's having is nonsense. Yeah, because of I'll keep it short. Because of what we've just been outlining. Yeah, that should be being presented to the ill-informed young man.
But that wouldn't be gentlemanly, Adam.
And this is the point. But not as you indict, not enabling it as if it's a valid contradiction, a point of mutually unholdable positions, or some. And this is the point here. It's not even mutually unholdable. Like there's a cog dis. It's to make out as if evolution is something in actuality that we have to mitigate for if we believe in a creator. Yeah, which is easy to deal with.
Superchat. Thank the Lord.
No, I'm not. Because this.
Hey guys. I like how you say evolution.
Yeah, that's the way they say it.
Yeah. Well, I heard that Charles Darwin had a deathbed confession, but then his daughter said no, he definitely was an evolutionist to the end. But my mom worked at hospice, and all those people that die on their deathbeds, they do see demonic stuff or angelic stuff. And my mom saw stuff, my dad saw stuff, my grandma saw stuff. I know stuff is seen. So that Darwin guy, that evolution, I have no doubt he saw something evil and he has some sort of experience, and they don't want that out.
Well, that's a good conjecture. Okay, fair enough. Go ahead. Adam, we're going to do the super chat, or we're going to listen to you one last point go on for 20 minutes?
Okay, so Tony Whitcomb, he sent, got a banger for you, QE, to review. Big Think, the incomprehensible scales that rule the universe, posted 2 months ago. I fell off my sofa laughing.
Really? So it's a big think. 1 second, Adam. We'll get back to your last point. So big think what?
Sorry, Big Think, the incomprehensible scales that rule the universe, posted 2 months ago.
Please find the Big Think again and post it again. I'd like to watch.
Damn, I spelled incomprehensible wrong. It's incomprehensible. That's what is it? The big. It has to be that one. Okay. We're not going to go through it. Let me go ahead and pull it up, and I'll snatch it. Stop that crap right there. Okay. Copy. All right, I got it. I'll check it. Get off my screen. So, hold on a second. Gonna put it in my...
Involved light years, isn't it? Light years. The reason you need incomprehensible scales is to be able to justify the bullshit of why they try to explain the reality. Yeah, that's the reality. Why of these stupid scales? Because he's so biggy and so far away. But he has to be so far away. But to be so far away and see it billions of light years away, it's going to be huge. That's why we don't. There aren't incomprehensible scales. Yeah, there are no scales. They are made up shit to explain their just so story. The incomprehensible scales, but there aren't any in reality. FYI.
All right, I saved it. When I get a chance, I'll check it out. Thanks for that.
Danke.
Right, next point. Before we carry on.
Sorry, Adam, I go after you.
Oh, God.
Oh,
sure.
Was it Miss D? Miss D said about evolution. Which is it to you, QE?
I don't know. Evolution. It doesn't matter to me. I just want somebody to define that monkey and then give me the scientific theory. I don't really care what they call it.
Let's satisfy it then. Brian, if you've got one of the best Mitsubishis, what type of Mitsubishi is it?
The best one would be the Evolutionist.
Mitsubishi Evo. Yes.
Yeah. It would be for those people who like those kind of cars. Yeah, it'd be that one. Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it just for the name.
I've got a Yamaha.
Okay, thanks for that. All right, anything else, Adam, with your last point?
Yeah, the monkeys in the trees. Yeah.
Adam, do you have a last point or what? Or are you done?
I'm thinking about monkeys in trees.
No, I almost
No,
was
Adam,
like,
Adam. I'm talking to Adam. Adam's not your... Adam. Is Adam your name?
I think press play is probably the best thing at this point.
I don't even know.
I have something.
I don't even know where we're
Brian.
at. Oh, God.
Brian will bring us back on track. Go on, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bring it. Yeah, I will. QE, calm down. Right. My God, the lack of confidence. Yeah, I agree with you, Adam. We're supposed to somehow have to mitigate for the thing that they have absolutely zero proof for, and they can't even define. So we're supposed to mitigate for that in all walks of life. You know, and on top of that, this is a constant. This religion versus evolution, or whatever the hell that is, or science, is such a false dichotomy. It's such a load of rubbish, and they continue with it. And people like John Lennox and what's his name? We deal with
Dr. James Torr.
Yes, they were just enabling this, keeping a debate alive when there is no debate.
Yep.
That's all they are. They may as well work for these people.
Yes.
Thank you.
They're not the only ones. You got AIG, all the Creation Ministries International, all of them. They're all enablers. They've been doing it from the beginning, from the early 70s. Yep, that's what they do. I've been calling them out ever since then. Yes, sir.
Presenting these arguments, and I really don't know when I say, like, well, I don't know what you suspect Wilberforce's motivation was, or if there's anything else that indicates that he really was just a science
I take
enthusiast.
from what you're saying that it's always difficult to second guess motivation.
Yes.
And to understand.
Well, yes, then why'd you ask him? Isn't that an appeal to motive fallacy? It's even worse, because you're asking his motive, the motive of a complete stranger, a dead one. But then you just agreed with him that it was more or less academic. Doesn't make any sense.
Understand what it is. And we can only see that what I find actually interesting is that Wilberforce, it actually occurred to him to say what kind of argument he was using. I thought that was pretty insightful of Wilberforce, in spite of the fact that generations afterwards, nobody took any notice of it. He was actually passionate about the science.
Okay, so from the little bit I've just gleaned, that's not the case. It takes 100 years for people to recognise and get it published, the points he was making, which were the gaps, the gap of the gods, yeah? There were no transitional forms. As lovely as a bedtime story as this was, there were none of these transitional forms to substantiate anything they were talking about. That appears to be why he says, I'll leave the Bible alone, yeah? But there are only the kinds that are in the Bible, yeah? But there are none of these transitional forms to support your nonsense, yeah?
Was that evolution?
Right, so it's not been coined yet, is it? It's a year after. Yeah, somebody's had the. Obviously, this has been muttered for years, hasn't it? Somebody like Darwin kind of steals the thunder. It's a tribute, but this has been discussed, debated in the societies, isn't it? This is what's going off, and this is nonsense. And your story's just a just so story, and that's what I think Wilberforce postulates. Yeah, there's nothing there. And what he postulates is there are none of these transitional forms you're claiming. Something that 70, 80 years later will again be used, as he's alluding that doesn't happen. But he doesn't invoke God or a creator to destroy the evolution, whatever that is, argument, Wilberforce.
Yeah.
Course, in spite of the fact that generations afterwards, nobody took any notice of it. He was actually passionate about the science and felt.
But what science?
A case could be rested on the science alone. That's an
on the science. There is no science, according to Ernst Mayr. There never was. What are you talking about? You're an enabler. I know you're just recounting what Wilberforce did, but shouldn't you just nip it in the bud and say Wilberforce was a glue sniffer too? Yeah.
Attitude I like.
We'll get back to Professor Lennox in just a moment, but first, do you trust the news?
What's the name of his college? What college did the dude go to?
What dude?
institution?
What? Who?
Where did he get his schooling?
Who?
The white dude with the big nose and the big ears. I don't know his name.
Oh, the old guy. That's John Lennox. He has many strides of profundity. He is an Oxford mathematician. That's where he graduated from. He's a professor of mathematics at Oxford. I don't know if he still is, but he used to be.
He's too smart for his own good.
Yeah. He's an enabler. Now, Alex is off on another topic.
Should I like?
You're talking about that old guy over there, yeah. So, Alex, what are you doing now?
Back to Professor Lennox in just a moment, but first, do you trust the news?
Oh my goodness.
Do you?
Do you?
Do you really?
This is terrible. Where's he going with this?
I don't. And a lot of that has got to do with the bias that inevitably seeps into media reports.
Sponsor. Spin on.
All right. Let's see. Oh, they do have time hacks here. All right. Let's spin on. All right. Here we go.
Professor Lennox, do you think some of these archetypal scientific revolutions that could...
Archetypal scientific revolutions, what does that mean?
Can someone unpack what an archetypal scientific revolution is?
I ain't unpacking his horse shit.
Be the way that scientific advancement, i.e. revolution, always occurs. The archetype. It requires an old man in a cave. Yeah, that's the archetype of scientific evolution. What?
What the?
We should have known that Adam was going to try to unpack that.
Yeah.
I'm getting a picture here. Hold on. There's a guy, he's kind of bearded, old, maybe with a stick. He's got lots of glass tubes around him. Is that the kind of archetype you're talking?
With a stick.
Maybe a dragon, a cauldron.
Dragon?
Yeah. Some magic herbs.
Maybe a sword shoved into an anvil, that sort of thing.
H, it's not herbs.
Carrying an obelisk.
It's not herbs, it's herbs. The H is silent, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, that's why we put it there. You know.
Copernican revolution, the revolution of biology with
The revolution of biology with what?
natural selection and Charles
Natural selection. The revolution of biology with a logical fallacy. That's amazing.
Darwin.
Charles Darwin, what did he do?
Even things like the revolutions in physics with quantum mechanics.
Yeah. Don't even say it, you fucking little piece of shit, you.
Did you just describe Darwin to quantum mechanics?
Yeah, he put him in more or less in the same category, yeah.
He just T-jumped QE.
Yeah, he T-jumped me.
He gave complete word salad, right? And then he said quantum mechanics and QE's off. He's forgot what he just said. Oh, you like that. You quantum mechanics me, mister.
He's provoking me. What an ass clown you are.
He ought to watch out, because you'll write him a strongly worded letter.
Do you think that any of these pose any challenges to, say, the Christian worldview? Is that...
No, they prove it. Especially quantum mechanics, glue sniffer. Quantum mechanics demonstrates without a shadow of a doubt there is a creator. It's on my channel. I'm sorry. It's on my website. Let's go here again, you dumbass cracker. So you go to globeterminator.com right here. See that? That's me. I'm going to terminate your ass. Then you go over here to proofs of the creator. Right here. You go there. See, we went through this last week. Scientific proofs of the creator. Then you go down here. This is way above your pay grade up here. In fact, the whole page is well above your pay grade. Have your slobber nurses come here and try to explain it to you. Then we go down here. Guess what? One of the proofs, one of the bedrock foundation solid scientific evidences for a creator is quantum mechanics. Glue sniffer. I go through it. ABC 1, 2, 3. Have them translate it for you.
I
Anything
need
about...
this. Can you say that one more time? What was the website?
globeterminator.com. One word, Globe Terminator.
Bugterminator.com. Got it.
Yeah.
The Christian worldview.
Gotta
that
love
you
that
think
twangy accent.
I'm sure you do.
I do
is at
because I
least
got it too.
No.
It's West Alabama.
She's got more of a Tennessee, a cross between Tennessee and Mississippian. MISSISSIPPI.
No, that's you're a little bit close, but don't be doxing me.
Your accent doxed you, Mystery.
Too funny.
Worldview. Is there anything about the Christian worldview that you think is at least challenged by these scientific developments?
They're not challenged. They're friggin' proved by it. I just showed you. What is John Lennox? Okay.
Talking about purposes. He's not talking about, when he says science, he's not talking about the science you're talking about. You're talking at cross purposes.
Well, let's see what John Lennox. I'm going to go back on this. I'm going to give myself a J. In fact, I'm going to
the other way as well.
I'm going to give myself 2 J's because I can. Let's listen to that whole thing, and then I'm going to stop again. I'm not going to comment and wait for John Lennox's response.
And Charles Darwin, even things like the revolutions in physics with quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
Do you think that any of these pose any challenges to, say, the Christian worldview? Is there anything about the Christian worldview that you think is at least challenged by these scientific developments?
See, this is the point that I was going to John Lennox because he had screwed this up in the past. I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to fuck this up. That's what motivated me to get in touch with John Lennox. I was going to say because he had screwed up all his science horseshit, and I was going to give him a pathway to destroy clowns like this quick. This is exactly what I was going to do with quantum mechanics with John Lennox. So just affirm my suspicions, John Lennox. I'll guarantee you're going to fuck this up. Go ahead, Adam.
What's the question again?
Could
we postulate which bits of Christianity would be a problem? Would it be the crucifixion? Would that be a problem according to science? The only thing I was trying to ponder would be maybe the parting of the Red Sea.
A complete category error question.
Yeah, you get me. Well done.
Incongruence with establishing cause and effect validity and talking about the Christian worldview. I mean, these two things are so incongruent with compare and contrast questioning that it's untrue. I mean, it's so malformed, it's off the scale.
Well, let's see what John Lennox does. Does he hammer him? What do you think happens? I don't know. I just know from his previous performances, I know what's coming next. Let's hear it.
Well, we need to take them separately.
Take what separately? Got to keep them separated? What are we taking separately, John Lennox?
And certainly, as
what?
Good.
The two are supposed to be in conflict. Where are they in conflict? Well, let's take them separately. Well, then they won't be in conflict, will they? Put them in different fields.
Yeah, you're right, Adam. Yep, you caught that quick. Yep. Let's take them separately.
Well, we need to take them separately.
Dr. John Lennox, let me introduce you to the Adam Meakin.
For time.
What are you doing? Hey, keep it down. When I'm talking, you need to keep it down, all right? What? You keep on over talking me. Got it? Now, if you say, I have a comment, then that's fine, then you can state it. But don't just come in and over talk me. Okay? We cool? Mississippian, are we cool?
Separately. Yes, indeed.
Okay. Dr. John Lennox, let me introduce to you a fellow countryman, the Adam Meakin. He's going to tear your ass up.
And certainly, as one person has said, at least one, that...
At least one person has said what?
Darwinism proved to be an engine of atheism.
Yes.
What does that have to do with his topic?
Completely non sequitur.
Yeah.
Just asked if religion is incongruent with scientific discovery, in essence. I was talking about atheism.
Yeah. He didn't answer. You didn't answer his question, so he dodged it. See, I could have prepared you for this back in 2008. You'd have just tore his ass up. But nope. Your people wouldn't let me through. Now look at you.
Yes. Well, I think this is the most important example here is probably evolution.
It is.
But the most important example is evolution. The most important example of what?
Hold on. So, right, he's offered him up a reasonable question, even though we're pointing out the non sequitur nature of it, right? Where is science incongruent with religion? Response, well, let's look at atheism. Well, I think atheism's really important. It's like, so you're going to wholeheartedly bite on his non sequitur response then? Yep. Yeah, I'm going to gobble it down. Yeah, I'm going to swallow it whole. That's what he's basically said in his response. He's going to bite on that non sequitur and swallow it whole.
I can't wait to hear this.
Quantum mechanics actually...
Oh, now we're back to quantum mechanics. Hold on a second. Somebody's making noise back here.
Adam.
Well, I was going to talk, but if he's checking out behind the cupboard...
Okay, let me get... everything's good. He went back to quantum... John Lennox just went back to quantum mechanics. Oh, my God. Let's go. Let's hear
probably evolution.
I want a J. I want a J.
I already did a J.
No, but again, I think I smell a rat.
No.
A repeating
Or an edit.
rat.
Was there an edit?
boy, you're a super sleuth.
Yeah, let me identify the rat as opposed to knowing that there are lots of rats. So Lennox there has just offered a postulation in terms of he was the orchestrator for atheism, whatever that statement was, evolution was. And once again, Alex has jumped on it as if evolution. Oh yes, you see, because evolution is true. Enablement again. There's no correction there. I don't think it was the point Lennox was making. That evolution is true. He's kind of identifying that without this nonsense from Darwin, this non-form of creation via evolution would never have got off the ground without this just so story that's provided by Darwin. Yeah, that's the point he's making. But he doesn't hear that. Just like so many people don't hear that. When they hear the word evolution, it's an accepted fact. And that's what he hears, and then changes the point, is what I heard. And that's not an indictment on Lennox. It's...
Lennox let him do it.
That was going to say, but that's why you keep calling him indicter, because if you don't make it clear to them that evolution is bollocks and ask them to define it and spend the first half hour of your conversation, then the rest will be fruitless like this. Frustration, where all that happens is the genuine person in front of you is arguing a completely different point because the word you're using very different meanings, even between these two guys, the enabler and the retard. Yeah, it's still there is that non-Socratic agreement on what the word means.
Listen to Adam. That was a hell of a summary. My God, my work is done here. This house is clear. All right, I gave 2 J's. Let's go back. And we'll roll it through again, so there's no mistake.
One, that Darwinism proved to be an engine of atheism.
Yes.
So he gave that back to him. That wasn't the point. We already went over that. Okay, here we go.
Well, I think this is the most important example here. Is probably
I'm
evolution.
sure you would.
It is.
Yeah.
He agrees with him. It is. Oh God.
Quantum mechanics actually.
Then he goes back to quantum mechanics. What? Hold up, Adam.
Response. Right. Darwinism is the most. What was it? The most efficient engineer of evolutionism. He accepts that. Then that's the proof for it. Move on.
Lennox. Lennox did. But then here we go. Listen to what he says now.
Example here is probably evolution.
It is.
Yeah.
Quantum mechanics actually, to take your other example, for some...
He didn't even deal... So now we're back on quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
Let's go back 5. Let's hear this horse shit.
Quantum mechanics...
This is chicken shittery.
Yeah.
Right? See, there's a point here that he clearly disagrees with him, which is why he's not just dealing with the point or nodding and summarising. Yeah, because he's an old man. He's the kind of guy that if you asked him, how do I get from Nottingham to Leeds, he'd tell you the M1, but he'd also tell you about the A roads you could take. Yeah. Now, if you said, I want to go south from Nottingham to get to Leeds, he'd argue with you and say, that's stupid. Yeah. But if you're in agreement, he'll ramble on. He's just moved on to another topic.
Yeah.
And that's very, yeah.
Yeah. You got him. You got him, Adam. You pigeonholed him. Yeah.
Do you think it's valid to say that maybe he's having this kind of discussion and enabling him so much because he wants him to arrive at the conclusion that he may or may not have?
I see where you're going. So the end justifies the means?
Yeah, like trying to maybe guide him to come to the conclusion on his own.
See, Flatsy, she has such a... How would we want to say it? An outlook on humanity that is well above where my level is.
No, she hasn't. She's talking about tricking somebody.
Yeah, that's
describing tricking them. I don't think that's the case, Flatsy. No. If I thought he was occluding him to then get to a greater point, I would agree with that, because that's kind of why we'll have this argument. Should we let them beg the question a little bit? Yeah, we should, if we can get to it. But I don't think he is. And I think my point here is, this is cowardice. He disagrees with the point, but instead of dealing with it head on, he'll move on to another point. Yeah, I don't think he's setting him up.
Yeah, he's not setting him up. He's circled. You got him. You pigeonholed him, man. Now he's back with quantum mechanics, what they first started out with, one of the topic headings, straight back from evolution. Now he's going to talk about, I'm going to pull another fiver.
The most important example is probably evolution.
Oh, boy. Can't get through this fucking
I've been waiting now. I was waiting. The problem here is the same problem with James Tour, right? James Tour and John Lennox. They can't totally disagree with O'Clowner, right? And O'Clowner can't totally disagree with them because they're all part of the same religion of heliocentrism.
No.
So they can't end up disagreeing. There must be a nice middle road.
You friggin' conspiratard, you.
No, it's just they're stuck, they're caught. It's like they're tied together, and they you know what I mean?
Yep.
There's nothing they can do.
Tell you what, between us, Brian Adams has got this summarised, haven't we, mate?
I think I think I should just close up shop. You guys are all over this.
We got our psychic underpants on tonight.
Yeah, you do. Now, can we get through what he says about quantum mechanics? Can we do that?
I've not got to that bit in terms of me actually listening. I know he said it twice, but I've not.
He's going to say it again.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Quantum mechanics actually, to take your other example, for some people, opened up the possibility of freedom and all the business of giving, to put it this way.
What the hell?
Could we, if that's the case, could we not get some quantum mechanics to Palestine right now?
What the? Yeah, Adam, I know how you deal with it. Dr. John Lennox, may I introduce you to a fellow countryman, the Adam Meakin. He's going to tear your ass up. Justifiably so, too. What are you going to jabber on about now? That was a bunch of horse shit.
I don't really like space for God, so to speak.
Yeah.
Space for God? Huh?
I mean, yeah, because he could have my spare bedroom. He was coming around.
What?
Did he just say that quantum mechanics? Hold on. Did he just say that quantum mechanics allows space for God?
You're going to need a full J on this.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Is he using it metaphorically? So I took it literally. He may be using it metaphorically.
Oh, I mean, just to take that phrase, quantum mechanics, if that's correct, quantum mechanics allows space for God. That's a way of saying it tells you at the bottom of the corp.
Yes.
With the handle, God's waiting for you. Not it allows space. It's that the QE, pull it up. Fundamentals of quantum mechanics and why it proves the creator. That's what needs reiterating.
Yeah, well,
I don't know that that's where he's going with this, do we?
We don't.
Do it.
I don't. I don't know where he's going with this.
Do it anyway. Educate the audience so that they know when the term quantum mechanics is used, what it means, and how it demonstrates a creator. And they will be informed before this idiot either does or doesn't do anything.
Where are we going to?
Regardless of it.
How about globeterminator.com?
We could do that, but Nathan's rumpusing the shit out of you. What's up, Nathan?
I was just saying yes, a good idea. Even if he's not necessarily going there, is to educate the audience on it.
We did it last week.
Superchat!
Oh, thank the Lord!
This precious kid was saying, because he heard you say Nathan, he said, "Where's the guns, Nathan?" It was so cute. Anyways, Tony Whitcomb sent, looking at the intelligence in the room, I think the books are just wallpaper behind them.
Do you think they're fake? Does he think they're fake? You think that? That's a pretty good fake job. I'm thinking that I got you, though. A good one, Tony. Thanks. Yeah. All right. It's all based on information. The number one, information. This is genetics. And number two, quantum mechanics. They're fundamentally based on information. So quantum mechanics, quite simply, observe a natural phenomena. Photons, elementary particles, atoms, molecules exhibit both wave-like and particle behavior. Alternative hypothesis: if the which path information is known or can be known, then we will observe wave function collapse. That is no interference. That means matter existing. Independent variable is known versus unknown paths. It's in the experimental setup. Dependent variable, matter existing. The null hypothesis: if the which path information is known or can be known, then we will not observe wave function collapse. That is interference. That equals no matter. See how it's opposite from the alternative hypothesis? It's a mirror image of it. Experiment. C. Which one of the thousands without exception would you like? Go with Zhao Sung Ma in 2013, the quantum erasure with the causally disconnected choice from the proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. The presence of path information anywhere in the universe. See that word right there? Information. That cannot exist in an atheistic, naturalistic worldview. But I digress. The presence of path information anywhere in the universe is sufficient to prohibit any possibility of interference. It is irrelevant whether a future observer might decide to acquire it. The mere possibility is enough. As long as that is out there somewhere, you're finished. Then I can make the statement off this statement. Therefore, the lack of which path information anywhere in the universe is sufficient enough to prohibit any possibility of wave function collapse. No formation of matter. Then to my namesake from Kim et al. 2000, a delayed choice quantum eraser from Physical Review Letters. The authors show not only that knowledge of which path information solely collapses the wave function, but can accurately predict future actions of wave-like and particle behavior after the signal photon has registered and before its twin idler has arrived. You can go on my channel And the experiment, I do a whole exposition on this particular experiment, the whole 9 yards. You'll find it. That is, quantum mechanical phenomena transcend time and space. See Walborn, SP, and Scarcelli. There's thousands of them by now. In conclusion, this experiment unequivocally validates knowledge of the witch path information alone causes wave function collapse. Decoherence, which is incoherence, physical interaction of with measuring devices does not cause wave function collapse. And C, quantum mechanical phenomena transcend time and space. That is, space and time has no meaning in quantum mechanics. Special note, this C right here pummels the mytho-mathematical philosopher with a calculator, Einstein, into the incoherent oblivion. That's why Einstein had big problems with quantum mechanics. It was for a reason. That's the reason. Ergo, matter, our reality, doesn't exist without first a knower/existence of path information. That is, matter is derivative, the consequent. Consciousness, knowledge is primary. Necessary antecedent, baby. That's it. It's all based on information. Good?
That's
Super chat.
Super explanation.
That was good. One mind, one spirit sent. I'm thinking hamster, not rat, Adam. LOL.
He's thinking hamster, Adam. You little deviant.
no, that's correct. No, rat. This is the point. So you've just heard that eloquent outlining by QE there. This gentleman knows it in much greater detail and is well aware of it.
No, he's not.
When we say enabler, this is the point. With all that knowledge and more than what you've just learned there, he describes this quantum mechanics knowledge as room for God, not the proof there is a creator. The knowledge of information, me having the knowledge of information, isn't proof of a creator. It's just leaves enough room.
Just leaves enough room for
enablement. Yeah, do you get my point? That's why he's an enabler, because he's denying his own knowledge. It's the same thing when we go Richard Tor. Come on, dude, get some teeth and share with your knowledge stuff that will convince them of the argument, yeah? As opposed to this wishy-washy bullshit where you won't say to a man, no, you're fundamentally wrong, dude. Let me help you here.
Yep. Yes, sir. Adam is he's on fire tonight, boy. You just got to be more concise and then...
Was so concise. I've been so concise. That's not fair.
Freedom and all the business of giving, to put it this way, which I don't really like, space for God, so to speak.
Yeah, we don't really like it either.
And not confining the universe to be a deterministic entity.
Really? That's interesting. Why don't you hammer him with that? Yeah?
I think that it
whatever the universe might be, by the way. Can you define that too?
Is a very interesting...
Why the use of double negatives? So instead of being clear to your audience, why say it like that? Because you're a fucking coward, pal.
Damn. Dr. John Lennox, allow me to introduce you to a fellow countryman of yours, the Adam Meakin. I told you he was going to tear your ass up.
There's no need to do it like that, is there, though? Other than that, that's just chicken shit. Rhetoric. It's a way of saying things that makes it sound polite. Like I said on QE Live, that's an academic being very rude and aggressive. Yeah. Now, when it's said like that, you don't even pick it up, which is disingenuous to both the person he's talking to and his audience. He's not being clear in his position.
Nope. He's an enabler. That's what enablers do.
That's a good way to call it, yeah.
Yep.
Case in point that a lot of people jumped to the Darwinist bandwagon.
Now we're back with Darwin.
Relatively recently, it was often used as a reason to get rid of God in some way.
Why? I thought creation and evolution, never the twain shall meet, whatever evolution is. It just depends on who you talk to or what their mood ring says. What is good? I've been told literally thousands of times from evotards that evolution has nothing to do with creation. It happens after creation. But then I get another 1,000 evotards, just like you, and he's agreeing with you, this evotard over here, that maybe there is something to this creation and evolution. Which one is it? Can't be both. Who's interrupting me?
Me. I got excited again.
Okay.
That middle position you describe means creationism. If you're going to invoke that, yeah, God created it first and then evolution took over, what's that? What would be the thing that God set in place after his creation for things to take over, as you want to describe it? That fundamentally is creationism. The only position they've got to deny a creator is that shit came from nothing.
Yeah. This is cockwaffle horseshit, dude.
Yeah, but that's what's frustrating. But he knows this, and that's what he's skirting around. You can hear it. He's I need a glass of wine.
Let's see if we can get through some of this video while he's gone.
There, my thinking of it is, well, it's quite complicated actually. First of all, the idea that there is a creator God is not going to be refuted by a biological theorem.
It's not a biological theorem either. Do you even know what a theorem is? Look that shit up.
This is what happens when a mathematician fantasies himself as a scientist.
Oh, I misspelled it. I've been misspelling a lot today. Okay, AI, thanks. A theorem is a statement that has been proven to be true. Has evolution proven to be true? Typically in mathematics or formal logic. What? It is a logical consequence of axioms and previously proven. So you use theorems in the definition of theorems. Good job, AI. Cluster. This is nonsense. What the hell? Welcome to Shangri-La, everyone. Glue sniffers.
I'm not even convinced they're in the same kind of category.
Mm-hmm. What's in the same kind of category? Biological theorems? That's not a category. That's a fascination of yours. He agrees with you. He's over there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That, in other words, evolution, whatever it does.
He called it evolution too.
And I'm saying that quite deliberately.
Whatever it does, he said, oh, we better wait. Oh, Adam, we need to wait for Adam. Adam's going to want that.
I'm listening. I was going to interrupt, but you kindly paused. Evolution, whatever it does, I was going to give him apologetics there. See, is that again, yeah, a kind of enablement, recognizing, instead of what we'd say, whatever the hell that is, asking you to define it, he says,
Yeah, that's why I even said what I said earlier. Like, do you think maybe he's trying to get him, Alex O'Connor, or Ass Clown, whatever you call him, O'Clowner? Maybe he's trying to get him to come to the conclusion on his own. Like, that's why I don't know. We'll see.
She's got so much faith in humanity, Adam.
All I heard was him call him Ass Clown, and then I got distracted at that point. He said that again, Missy.
No.
His official, hold on. His official title is Alex O'Connor, the Asshat O'Clowner. Good.
Good. If O'Clowner heard this and he found out who Flatsy was, he'd be so embarrassed that she was referring to him as Ass Clowner or whoever this guy is. Ass Clowner. That shows the amount of respect Flatsy has for you.
ass clowner. We might adopt that because mine was a little bit too long. Yours is quite abrupt and to the point.
I'd just like to point out to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury that Batsy is not some lady that jumps to a random assumption. That would be an informed appraisal that she's come to.
Yep.
Super chat.
Super ass shadow clowner.
One mind, one spirit sent. Hey, I overheard you bitching about your own spelling, John.
Yeah. I've been misspelling words all day. I don't know what it is. All right, let's continue.
Category. That, in other words, evolution, whatever it does, and
how about whatever it is first before we get to the does part? Let's get to the whatever it is first and then get to the does. Let's go in that order.
Saying that quite deliberately.
You're saying that quite deliberately. Why?
Whatever it does.
You said that already.
Is not an argument against the...
Is not, whatever it does is not an argument. Profound.
Involvement.
Okay. Give me a J. Let's hear this properly.
Okay. Yeah, I gave you a J. Here we go. No interruptions.
I'm saying that quite deliberately. Whatever...
we're going to need... I want more, Adam. So I'm giving 2 J's. I'm going to let it ride.
Is not going to be refuted by a biological theorem. I'm not even convinced they're in the same kind of category. That, in other words, evolution, whatever it does, and I'm saying that quite deliberately, whatever it does is not an argument against the involvement of a creator.
Oh my God, he's a theistic evolutionist.
No, he's not. He's chicken shit. He started out, when he gave us 2 J's, he also pointed out category error. This shit, yeah? He's just scared of making his true position known. That's infuriating because you can hear in the background, I know what you know. Why won't you share it, son?
Yep.
Why have you got to have a second ear and already know the argument to hear what he's saying? Not the cryptic crossword clue in the Times, mate. Supposed to be presenting an argument.
You're all over it, Adam.
Spoke to one very leading, well-known biologist.
A very leading, well-known biologist. What did they have to say?
Who is a strong believer in evolution.
Why would he need to believe it? Wouldn't he have scientific evidence for it? That's why evolution is a religion. Thank you, Dr. John Lennox.
And is a Christian.
Oh, boy. Another theistic evolutionist. Every time I get around them, I got to take a shower, right? With a wire brush. It's worse than the Baltard, man. I'm telling you. Just giving you my personal opinion.
Just in terms of categorization and use of language, I'd like to point out that the person he described believes in evolution and is a Christian.
Yes.
Not my words, his.
Yep. What's the conclusion here, John?
And I said to him, in the end, if I'm pushed to it, God can do it any way he liked.
Oh, my God. Got one of these, God can do things any way he wished. This is,
you know what that means, don't you?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. It was God's great plan, the Pakistani whale dog. It was his bedtime story. This is the point here. It's God's bedtime story that God just made up based on looking at fossilized dead shit and putting it together in a timeline that they couldn't substantiate. God could have done that. Could he? Did he need to? Or did he tell you what he did?
Exactly. Lennox, you fucking asshat. You're now the asshat weasel, Lennox. That is, it's shameful. What the fuck are you doing?
I think someone needs to start Christ Delusion and see how many of these people join up to it. That way it'd be clearly out, defining them from someone who actually is a Christian. You know, they need to amalgamate the two in some weird way and watch people like John Lennox join up to it. Then everything will be nice and clear, because they're trying to say, and I'm not a Christian, but I don't like nonsense. And he's trying to say he's on the side of you, QE. How can he be on your side?
He's not.
What's he doing to help you? Exactly. And what about this? Alex ass clowner O'Connor.
Can't be laughing at your own names. You can't be laughing at your own names, dude.
I can, but it's not my Flatty game. If Flatty was out calling him ass, not me.
Go ahead, train wreck yourself some more, Lennox.
So that if it happens to be that way, that is not an argument against the existence.
What if it happens to be what way?
Of God, any more than the existence of an automatic self-winding watch.
Oh, God.
Which uses random motions of your arm to wind itself up, is an argument against the existence of an intelligent watchmaker.
Mm-hmm. That was somewhat coherent. Why did you agree with him? Mm-hmm. Oh, clowner. Yeah, asshat.
That calling in of randomness doesn't get rid of...
Randomness? What does randomness have to do with this? I already paused it. Where'd randomness come from? What's that? Is that evolution? Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, sorry. I just say pause anyway, just in case. Whether it is or not, I just say pause. Because you keep on trying to play it and not want me, because you don't want me talking. So I say pause. So then you have to.
Oh, God.
Leave me talk. Yeah, O'Clowner said, he said, because he's not listening to a word of it. They're not listening to each other. They just, two of them are kind of just putting some stuff out there. They're very interesting. Yeah. I see your point there. And then they come out back with, they just pick some word they remember from what was said, and they jump on that word, and whether it be the word quantum or mechanics, they'll work with that, or, you know, Christianity. They'll do something. And the scene at the end is if it's something's after happening. There's been a conversation. But as you can see from what it says there, what was the name on this? It was Within Reason or something was the name of the show? Within Reason. Are we dealing with things that are within reason? The most plausible explanation? Is that what we're dealing with?
No,
are we dealing with
no, the title is Why This Oxford Mathematician is Confident God Exists. John Lennox.
But the show, I think, is called Within Reason or something. I saw it up on the screen there as a little watermark.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw it there a few minutes ago. But
okay.
Yeah, it's right there at the bottom. WR looks like it's in the like an I.
Oh.
Within Reason.
Oh, okay.
Ryan. Been listening to this gent now.
Speak up.
I'm starting to grasp why I think he's chatting so much nonsense. And unfortunately, QE has called him my countryman. But can you smell it in his accent? He's Irish.
He's from Northern Ireland. He's a Protestant.
Is he? I thought he was. He sounds Irish.
That's some bitch.
He's from Northern Ireland, yeah. But he's Protestant, I think. Yeah.
Is he from the north? Is he?
That potato swinging.
That potato tree swinging sloth.
No, because he's a Judeo-Christian, so he's Protestant. It's not the same.
Oh, he's a prod. He's a prod.
Yeah, yeah. He's.
I'm sorry for indicting.
He's Catholic, otherwise.
I'm sorry for indicting you, Adam.
Thank you. Apology accepted. Let's move on.
At all. But of course, if you're going to use evolution,
what's that?
as an argument against.
Evolution isn't an argument. You haven't defined the monkey yet. And it's a word. How can a word be an argument? Do you know what an argument is? This is what I'm talking about, folks. This is from the hallowed halls of intellectual academia, the highest of the bourgeoisies, and he's a moron.
God. First of all, you've got to know that evolution is true, and you've got to...
Yeah, evolution is... Well, whatever. We'd have to define that shit first to figure out whether it is true, right?
Define what it does.
Mm-hmm. And then, no, define it first. Define it, not Define it first.
That's the first thing.
No, the first thing is to define that monkey. The second thing is to provide scientific evidence for that monkey, as in a scientific theory of evolution. That's the second thing.
And here you run into very many more difficulties.
Very many more difficulties.
Now than you would have done 20 years ago.
Right.
No, it was the same 20 years ago. Same thing.
I can really hear that at Northern Ireland now. Now you said it's from the Northern Ireland, Brian. No. Well, just on that.
Yeah, I couldn't come in earlier, Adam. Every time that QE was saying it, I was either listening on YouTube or I was driving, I was in the shower. I just couldn't say it.
Now all I hear is how Irish he is.
Yeah.
Goodness.
What I found interesting was Brian's response.
Yeah, he accepts him as a fellow countryman. Yes, he does. I heard it.
Yeah, well, within reason, he's actually Protestant, so he's, yeah.
What he had to indict him, okay? But what he didn't do, which would be the easy thing to do, which would be to deny his nationality and say, no, he's British, having said he come from Northern Ireland. Brian was in the checkmate position there. He'd have said, no, he's not a retard, or he is a retard because he's British. He was screwed because he was born in Ireland. But what he had to do to indict him was to say, no, he's a Protestant.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very nice.
Lovely.
I'm not.
Lovely. Way to get off the topic.
It's a bit of funny, go Grinch.
Yo, Grinch.
Yeah, I'm being honest. He is a Christian, so he is a Protestant. He's from, like, he is a Protestant.
It didn't affect Brian a little. He'll just continue on.
I'm still stuck on QE being a Grinch.
Here we go.
I just make two points, and they're quite important points. And that is, we need to distinguish between evolution and the origin of life.
How can we do that? I know how.
Why would you... Right. Huey, off you go. You got to dig this out now. You need the citation where it points out if you're going to invoke evolution, includes getting your own soil. Yeah.
You want me to hammer? You want me to hammer him on that?
Yeah, because unfortunately, Dr. Lennox, once again, you're presenting a straw man argument. To present that as that's not the case, unless, of course, you're going to invoke that evolution, whatever that is, it's still to be defined, was already ordained by God at creation, and then he kind of let shit run a little bit. You know what I mean? On his own. Just let that fly. But how would he let it fly if he hadn't pre-programmed it to let it fly? To pretend that he'd let it fly by random shit going wrong seems a little bit retarded, considering you're accepting that there is coding and information in this at this point. This is what I'm saying. These 1, 2, 3 positions, they want position 2 to still mean that there's no God. Frustrating. Right, you got it.
Yes, from the fathers of 20th century evolution theory, Theodosius. I love saying that word. I really.
Favorite.
They're lucky that I didn't see this before I had kids. I would have named Peter Theodosius.
I was at that point, Theo or Leo, when I named my first.
Theodosius Dobzhansky. Theodosius, get in here. Look at your trousers. Theodosius Dobzhansky, geneticist and evolutionary biologist. By the way, Theodosius Dobzhansky was the author of modern evolution theory. He's a god in the Evo. As an Evotard, he's one of your hard pipe-hitting lead. If I think he's higher than Darwin. It's my opinion of the things that I read about him. But I digress. Theodosius Dobzhansky, geneticist and evolutionary biologist, and Gerald Kirkut, zoologist and physiologist. First from Theodosius Dobzhansky, 1967. In Science. Now, at this time, Science was the most prestigious quote-unquote science journal in the entire world. Nature took them over, or outgained them in future years, but I still digress. Theodosius Dobzhansky says, evolution comprises all the stages of the development of the universe. The cosmic, biological, and human or cultural developments. Attempts to restrict the concept of evolution to biology are gratuitous. Life is a product of evolution of inorganic nature. Uh-oh. And man is a product of the evolution of life. General theory of evolution. We got what? This is the general theory of evolution, everyone, by evolutionist Kirkut from 1960. So 7 years before Theodosius laid out his section. The theory, the general theory of evolution is the theory that all living forms in the world have arisen from a single source, which itself came from an inorganic form. End of citation. That is abiogenesis, ladies and gentlemen. What?
So it's a... Sorry, go ahead.
So Dr. John Lennox said that they had to differentiate the two. According to the leaders of 20th century evolution theory, it's the same thing. Why is that? What's going on here? Why isn't this clearly delineated? Is this a shapeshifter inside a room of smoke and mirrors? Seems to be. Why don't we define that mug first and then get the scientific theory of evolution out here? Because I'll tell you what, that ain't it. That's not a scientific theory. That's a what is, that answering a what is fascination question. Go ahead, Flatsy.
Yeah, you just laid out how it's this whole idea of evolution, whatever, is just a religious concept conjured, and from there on with the conjectures, just every bit of it is just a bunch of mess.
Yep.
Incoherent.
Yep, you got it. Yes. This is very interesting. I'm going to let's pull a J. Let's get all this.
Important points.
I need to make an apology.
Go ahead.
Well, just on the citation allows for the dirt in all of those eminent geneticists. Yeah, that they're already giving them, allowing to beg the question of where they got the dirt. Yeah, correct. But in all of that, this is the good Dr. Lennox knows this, doesn't he?
He should.
And once again, we come back to the point. Cock waffle around the word evolution so that it doesn't matter how eloquent or polite you make your point. If the word evolution to what's his name? Alex O'Connor, Flatsy, isn't it? If what he's hearing when he hears that word evolution, what we're 22 minutes in, if it's not been defined, and as we've listened to, we know there's a distinguishment between that term, between Lennox and O'Connor. If that's not been made clear, then these guys will continue to waffle nonsensically, not fully grasping each other's point. So it's not about being rude to a person. It's about so you can progress any sensible, useful argument. If the word you're discussing hasn't been defined, but you go on for 20 minutes using it indiscriminately,
yep,
and each person interprets it differently, what hope have you got?
None. It'll end in cockwaffle of nonsensical buffoonery, directionless drivel. That's what we got. Yep, you're right, Adam. You're all over it.
And that is, we need to distinguish between evolution and the origin of life.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
What? What was that agreement?
Why would you need to do that when one has no relevance to the other?
Yeah.
If you're going to assume that both of those things are real, then the only logical conclusion from Alex O'Connor's point of view would be that the evolution is the description from the origin of life. So evolution is a continuation from that point.
Yes.
Still got to deal with how you get organic life from inorganic matter. But, fundamentally, we're now, at least he's trying to make that distinguishment. Maybe there are two different things, Alex.
Interesting.
I doubt it.
Let's see what he does.
Richard Dawkins.
What?
Just listen to this. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, totally correct. 100%. Remind you of that? Is there some parallels there?
Absolutely. 100%. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Good on you. Yeah. I seem to have heard that somewhere before.
You know what? I've just realised it's been bugging me for ages, right? Because he has aged a lot. Yes. I've been trying to think, who does he remind me of? You know when we were kids, so in the 80s, you remember Dungeons and Dragons? Stick him in a red outfit. Doesn't he look like Dungeon Master?
A bit.
Nathan?
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for keeping
Ranger.
Thanks for keeping us on topic, Adam.
Crusader. Yeah.
You know, who's a brilliant writer, I must say.
Well, there's a brilliant writer. You gonna give him a chance to respond. Now we're on to a brilliant writer, nameless, faceless stranger.
I remember reading his book, The Blind Watchmaker.
Yes.
That's Dawkins.
And what arrested me...
You think Dawkins is brilliant? My cat's litter box can reason better than him.
He's one of the most brilliant grifters I've ever known of.
What? And I can't believe he said that.
And reading it, and I can almost quote it verbatim, so that's a compliment to Richard.
That's a compliment to Richard if you can read his book verbatim, huh? What's the compliment? I don't get it.
You remember the shit he talks about?
Yeah, what a compliment.
Yeah. That evolution, the blind automatic mechanism, the
blind mechanism. What's evolution? What blind dark mechanism are you talking about?
Darwin discovered.
He discovered it. Where was it? Under the patio.
This is the point, isn't it? This darkened thing, this blind thing. What you mean by that is, fundamentally, if you're an evotard, is this thing that randomly goes wrong, to make something apparently better, randomly going wrong against a preordained set of information for things that have already been set to be built by. Set of information, it deviating from the preordained information. And you ordain any deviation from this preordained set of information to be evolution, if you could demonstrate it. And see, once again, I'm giving apologetics for the nonsense of evolution here on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
That's because I can't actually directly engage with the gentleman. Go on, Brian.
What? 1 second, we got to.
Well, I tried to give him just before Adam started, but Adam beat me to it. Someone needs to compliment Dawkins on his extremely inaccurate description of Eratosthenes. The man is brilliant. He can't get a Will and a Lobalist together. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's brilliant.
Brilliant. Absolutely, 100%.
Is the explanation for the existence.
That was Sagan.
And the development
that was Sagan.
Oh my God. Let me go back. All right, I'm going to hit play now, okay?
Back in ancient Greece, at a well in Siam.
Yeah, but we can't see you. You have to make the turn.
I was throwing air quotes like you wouldn't believe there. I was like,
With the turn. The head turn, man.
Now that we brought it up, guess what? We can't let the audience go without it, can we? How am I going to find this sumbitch?
Carl Sagan, Eratosthenes.
Look for Dawkins.
Crap.
See what he says.
Oh, we found it.
There you go.
Music is everything.
Music's not everything.
This is one of the greatest explanations, right? So just give this a bit of context and a bit of pimping. Pause it, Huey. This, I bothered to get the transcript of this, and for one reason, and it's just the greatest way of explaining the bullshit that they want you to believe. So we got the transcript, and it goes in the book verbatim, Paul's amazing words, yeah? From about, I think it's about 30 seconds in, we use, because, you know, there's too much hairspray and like polo necks up until that point. The reason we use it is it fully just is the bullshit about He-Man in Eternia or Narnia that you're expected to believe. And it just, we couldn't have been, this is the point, we couldn't have described it and been more as sarcastic as we'd have tried and put it better than this guy does. As believe this shit, if you will. Right, intro done.
You haven't set the scene. When we said the
turn,
turn,
was a hell of a scene setting. You goddamn.
You just passed it.
All right, we're just gonna play it right now. Everyone, just recognize that there's a turn coming, and it affected us all at the same time. Here we go.
This tower may have been a communications tower, part of a network running along the North African coast by which signal bonfires were used to communicate messages of state.
Signal bonfires. They sent smoke signals. That's where that guy got this from, right? That idiot that deleted his video?
Yeah.
Pause. Remember the descriptive logic of why they've got signal bonfires? Loads of castles along the coast. If you wanted to send a signal bonfire, what's the first thing you do? I know, build a castle. What you need for a bonfire, isn't it? Lots of stone. That's going to get a bonfire going.
Well, it's funny that they're using signal bonfires on a globe.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah. Now stay focused.
Maybe that's why they need castles, Brian.
Now stay focused.
Higher than the curvature.
Stay focused. Put up your friggin' deflector shields of getting off topic. We're waiting for the turn.
It's coming, isn't it? Just shield your eyes because it's going to be abrupt, isn't it?
It also.
And then it's abrupt.
Shut up!
Look at that hairline across his ears. That's like my mum did it in 1981.
Used as a lighthouse, a navigational beacon for sailing ships out there in the Mediterranean Sea. It is about.
That was a Black Power symbol. Did you see that?
Of what was once one of the great cities of the world, Alexandria.
Oh my God! That hit me hard. I was ready for it, and it still hit me hard.
As Nathan called it, 70s editing, yeah.
Was once one of the great cities of the world, Alexandria. In Alexandria.
It's the way the hair moves.
That's what we're talking about, ladies.
Look where you've paused, right? His hair's settled. Give me a J. You watch that. The point of that intercut, that hair's flying. Like a Pantene advert. Here comes the science. Ready?
Here comes the science.
Mediterranean Sea. It is about 50 kilometers west of what was once one of the great cities of the world, Alexandria. In Alexandria.
Love it.
Fine and full body.
Do you know where they used this in the movie Kingpin? In Bill Murray's character. Yeah, they use that exact editing with Bill Murray's character. It looks really familiar.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we were talking about with the turn. So you're not left in the dark.
Can't we play it all? Can't we review Carl Sagan just as an interlude?
No,
better.
We only got 15 more minutes of this show. Now,
worth it.
We're not going to end it. This is going to go on and on and on. You know, I'm not leaving this one go because undoubtedly there's some good stuff the rest of the way, right? So let's let him.
Can I make a special request?
Good.
Like, the paterfamilias of Flat Earth. I'm blowing smoke right now.
Yes.
And we start QE Live with the Carl Sagan. Just do that. It's so good.
just the turn. You just want me to edit out the turn?
I just want to watch that. Like, we've watched it in the background and it's great, isn't it? Hence why we know the full, not just the turn. I want the full description. That's why I said that's why it's in the book. There's not a better exemplar of the bullshit these guys want you to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't say hard pipe hitting surveyors, but he may as well do.
And it was that exact video that Chocolate made that comment about. The one with the dang Rastanese, that guy. It was that video. Yeah. Our pipe hitting surveyors with the smoke signals.
Yeah. That was classic. Can we get back to the topic? I don't even know where we're at now. You got me.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. Let's see where he's at.
Mechanism that Darwin discovered.
Where was it? Under the patio?
Is the explanation for the existence.
It's the explanation. We don't need an explanation. We need scientific validation. Explanations are worthless.
And the development.
Whoa. Explanation for the existence, right? If something exists, I don't need an expert. What's existing? If he says evolution, I'm going to lose my shit.
He might. I don't know. Let's see.
Of all of life.
He said that.
Yes, it's in the book.
Yeah.
And it took a very long time for him to realize that the first part of that statement is false.
Yes.
For a very simple reason. Because evolution, again, whatever it does or doesn't do.
Well, whatever. He used the whatever that is, right? He's taking my shit and rewording it.
No, he's allowing it to be real.
Yes.
That's the fundamental. He's questioning it, but he's still allowing it in the mind of the retard to exist. The uneducated. I say that. He's allowing that in the mind of the uneducated, who's still to define it even to himself. Yeah. For it to then mean a magic sticking plaster. Bit like gravity with the ball. You don't define it, it can fix any kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
And he's still doing it.
Yep. Sure.
Depends on the existence of life to do anything. So it cannot be the explanation for life.
Huh. And Alex is agreeing, Assat's agreeing with him. I want to see where this goes.
Now, of course, people...
What? I'm going to see where it goes.
These days get round that by talking about chemical evolution and so on.
Chemical evolution?
You know what he's just done now? Right, this is... he's gone and Brianed him, hasn't he? Right, he's made a really good point, and then before the guy can respond, he's preempted what the guy would say, and he's going to go on to the next argument that I know you would have made.
He's a raver. Double doves talking about the chemical evolution.
Yeah, whatever that is, we haven't figured out what evolution is yet, but that was a good one, Adam. You're on fire.
I say that flippantly because with homage to Brian, because it takes knowledge to be able to do that. Yeah, but that's what he's just done. He's just made a great point. He's not even breathed Dungeon Master, has he?
Nope.
Before he's dealing with the next point. Why not?
I don't know.
That's nothing to do with mutation and natural selection. And
mutation and natural selection? What's that? What does that have to do? We already identified natural selection at its base as a logical fallacy. It's fallacious reasoning at its base. It doesn't exist in reality. Genetics. Dr. John Lennox, who you're talking to is a naturalist. He's a philosophical naturalist, right? Why didn't you ask him where he got his dirt from? Sir? Wouldn't that be the next appropriate question? As a naturalist, philosophical naturalist, atheist, evotard moron, where'd you get your dirt? Yeah. And end it. Nope. Mr. Enabler.
We could go into that.
Let's go into it.
Pause. Again, it's not to indict anybody here, but evolution to him is that point that how do you get inorganic? He's asking the question: how do you get organic life from inorganic matter? You can't. Yeah. But this guy, and we would ask the question: where do you get your own dirt? Another level on it. And James Tor, in between the two of us, it's not even Delta G favorably, yeah, to allow him to cite his favorite earther.
His favorite flat earther. Am I Dr. James Tor's favorite flat earther?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Right,
100%.
Do you see the point being here? This is one side of the teeter-totter, as you Americans would say, yeah? With us at one end, correct? James Tor, and then this guy. But unfortunately, still, as these guys are talking, right, or it's Alex O'Clowner, yeah? He's on the other side of the teeter-totter, and he believes in magic dirt that doesn't need Delta G issues. He sorts his own shit out. It appears from nowhere. If he's going to get to the end of his teeter-totter and get his own dirt, it just appears from nowhere.
Well, he got the enabler. He just gave it to him.
You know, at the risk.
This is my point. This guy is at the very basics of dealing with shit when he could deal with it very succinctly.
Yep.
But once again, he's enabling at the level he's talking, which is to allow magic dirt. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's what.
That's what I just said.
Give it, Alex.
Yeah, he gave it to him without any condition whatsoever. Just give. Yep, there you go. That's it. Even though I conflated the whole topic and talking out my ass, I'm going to give Alex his own dirt, and I'd make it stipulation. We don't call it a teeter-totter. We call it a seesaw.
No, we call it a seesaw.
We
right?
call it a seesaw.
No. I watched Handy Manny when my kids were growing up. Handy Manny, favorite Mexican hardware guy that would fix any problem, and he had a teeter-totter.
No, he's a moron. That's trumped up. That's contrived. Flatsy, before you give us your opinion on what you rumpus Adam for, what do they call it in Alabama?
Call what now? I'm trying to keep my thoughts together. What were you talking about?
What the hell do they call a seesaw in Alabama?
Call it a what now?
Seesaw?
Yeah.
We just call it a seesaw.
Told you.
A teeter-totter.
No, not a teeter-totter. Who the heck calls it that?
Teeter-totter. What the heck?
Adam's laying at our doorstep.
Right. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Type in Handy Manny.
Not doing it. He's a moron.
No, because that'll be the evidence.
You did that same shit with me with that redneck. That said that that he liked friggin' Yorkshire pudding better than biscuits and gravy. You did that same shit.
You know why?
You get out of here with that.
He's tried both, and he knows that gravy requires meat of some sort, not just boiling down fucking onions.
Hush your mouth. You don't know about gravy, and what I'm about to say, you're really gonna like it, Adam.
Yeah. Hold up, Brian. Flatsy wanted to add something to the discussion. Good.
At the risk of the Grinch's head growing 3 sizes bigger today, QE is also my favorite flat earther, just like James Torres.
Oh, damn. Well, thank you.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Yeah, and that nice.
And gravy tends to not be white. I don't know what you call it gravy. I can only call white sauce. It's made with milk and stuff.
No, that's sausage gravy, and that is the biggest sign of ass kissing I've ever heard in my life.
Whether it is or isn't, it's the truth.
Damn.
Adam, you're my favorite flat earther.
You know, I'm reflecting. I'm reflecting. You're my favorite, Brian. So that's one each. Neil.
That's quid.
Neil, what do you
That's
say?
quid pro quo. That doesn't count. Who is Nathan?
Well, I say Nathan Oakley's my favorite.
Who's Nathan?
That's a Nathan.
Shut up.
You gotta pick your favorite.
Who's your?
What about QE? Who's QE's favorite?
Who's Nate? No, wait a second. We got to get Nathan's favorite flat earther. Who is it?
Refracted.
Jaron.
I am my favorite flat earther, so Nathan Oakley is my favorite flat earther.
I was going to say that's the QE.
Please subscribe to Nathan Oakley 1980 and Nathan Oakley respectively.
I thought Nathan was going to say Jaron.
Give your vote, QE.
Say again.
You should vote for Flatsy just to be mathematically even.
No.
Give your vote, QE. And I've actually got interest in this because I was dealing with AI last night. But give your vote first.
Give my what?
Vote.
Give my vote for what?
Your favorite flat earther. Everybody has got one vote each bar Flatsy, and everybody's voted, including Flatsy, bar you. Who are you going to vote for?
Adam Meakin.
I knew it.
That's 2-1 to me. I'm getting it.
Hey, you know, and
can't forecast that. Sorry, Flatsy.
Well, no. I was gonna say Adam Meakin is my second favorite.
Oh, there you go, Adam.
Oh boy.
The hell with you. I was gonna say you were my second favorite.
Brian's my third favorite.
Can I just say my second favorite as well? My second favorite is also Nathan Oakley 1980.
Yeah. I think we're done for today. Let me save this. That's pretty funny.
Why are you saving that? Right, like the reason that popped in my head is like I was researching stuff last night, and then I kind of got on to question AI. Really good AI. You can ask it stuff. You can see how limited it is. So I got on to asking something, and it kind of got on to flat Earth, and so I went off there, and I was asking it, well, where's the best place to learn flat Earth information? And it kept giving me anti-flat Earther sites. So I was saying, yeah, I'm aware of Fight the Flat Earth and Simon Dan. They give me the best anti-flat Earth information. I want to know who are the guys this is what I said. Who are the guys they're arguing with to make their videos? So I was trying to be as anonymous. and it had glow. This is what's very telling about AI, because it's not intelligent at all. It came up with Globebusters, Jeren, and then your good self, Nathan. So then I drilled down into what Nathan Oakley did, because it had mentioned pseudoscience earlier. I said, do they do that? Well, yes, they still maintained that there was a level of pseudoscience to your stuff. Then I said, well, are there any other flat earthers that don't or oppose pseudoscience? And he said, nothing, no answer, just nonsense. I said, what about quantum eraser? And then it came out of you, and then it came out of you, yeah, opposing this, that, and the other. But his proofs for flat Earth are still pseudoscience, which I found very interesting. And this is what was interesting, because there's nothing better than researching yourself. Then I said, what about that other guy that's always on with them? And it didn't know. This is not a plug for me, because it didn't know who I was. So I said, the Adam Meakin. Then it went into stuff, and then said a little bit of rhetoric about me. But then didn't know who I was. So I mentioned Iron Realm. And then when I drilled down on it a little bit more, it continued the same rhetoric, as if I was still in Iron Realm, using the same indictment against me, which was, you'll like this, QA, the McToon debate. So I looked up the references of where AI is getting this from, and there's only two sources, which is the ballers themselves, where apparently I don't deal with this. But when I asked for the description of me, you'll like this, I'm much more polite than Nathan, who's very aggressive, and shuts down arguments, too much. QE goes into scientific stuff that is relevant, but I'm much more polite, but go off into Christian chat, which was really weird. I thought.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Check out what it says about me.
Just a quick question, Adam. Is that GPT you're talking about when you say AI, or?
Yeah, that was Grok 3 and 4. So I've got 4 on. I use them into. So I've got Grok 3 on my Twitter account in one window, and Grok 4 when you log in. So if I want to ask it a question to validate something, I'll use one of the other Groks differently, so that I'm not interfering with the conversation, because AI is stupid. If you want to check something,
I mean, it's the sources, right? They check out and they give you the sources, so at least you can check the sources and where they're getting the information from. But when it comes to intelligence, they're just parroting sources, nothing more, and mainstream, let alone sources. But interesting, very enlightening.
Give me a couple minutes.
Or not.
Give me a couple minutes, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and just to add, I actually just love all of you guys. So I just wanted to start some, like a woman or female would, be a shit stirrer.
No, you've ranked us. It's fine, because I'm in the top 3 at least, and that'll do for me, Cocker. Yeah.
I just learned so much from you guys, so I can appreciate that. But who I learned from the most is how I kind of grade you.
I should talk more.
I think the result will be different if you ask who's your favorite human being.
Yeah, my favorite human being is my husband. Yeah.
Yeah. Neil wins, right? Out of all of us, right? The best human being I know is Neil.
Neil Cosentino?
Yes, sir.
I gotta Google
Cosentino.
I didn't Google. I nearly threw Brian in. I started this, like I said, this triplicate questioning stuff, because I was asking how, because trying to figure out what are the differences in how AI thinks we present our argument, and there was very little other than that. Like I said,
Superchat.
Love it.
I guess QE's not back because he usually.
Well, in which case then, super AI search.
Pablo sent Nathan won my fave vote since he does a daily show. QE sometimes leaves us for sports.
Come on a second, wait, but Nathan leaves us.
In terms of who's the nicest person, I mean, it is a toss-up between Brian, Neil, and myself, and I'm going to go with myself.
You're not in there at all.
Hold on, Pablo. Nathan leaves us for birthdays, sometimes 3 birthdays a year for the same child.
That's me. That's me.
My friend Googled me with one of the, I don't know if it was Gemini or Grok or whichever, or GPT, and what he got back was some load of ego-rubbing nonsense. a man who challenges geometric norms and all this other rubbish. It was like a good long paragraph now or more of ego rubbing.
Nathan Oakley wins my favorite response to my shit stirring.
I'll tell you what else I remember writing, and he commented to say, it said, this is what I remember it, he used the word dedicated when it referred to Nathan. So dedicated daily live show. That I found interesting. The AI described
that is true.
Yeah.
I would say that's a fact.
I actually take that as really complimentary to describe my dedication, because of all the things I would probably use that as the first word. So if you were to describe me, what would you describe me as? Dedicated to the cause. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I give my vote to you, Nathan, honestly. Favorite flat earther? Nathan.
That's why Nathan gives his vote to himself.
Look, that's why it stuck with me, Neil, because it was on the day that he pissed us off and just gave us a premiere that said dedicated. I thought, well, you're not here this Friday, are you?
You're not my favorite today.
The AI doesn't know nothing.
It doesn't. No, it just makes up a heap of rubbish. You know,
that's why we're asking the room. So, yeah, it's interesting.
I like how I'm getting called out for a lack of dedication on a day that my daughter was born, and I released 2 videos on that day.
It was years ago she was born. What are you on about?
At least 9 years ago.
Quick question, Nathan. I haven't been on for ages, but what's up with your mic videos? What's all that about?
Yeah, I will tell you. Basically, when writing the book, by about the time we got to the 3rd draft, it was pretty obvious that it wasn't going to come out in the time that I would hope it'd come out. And the original reason for writing a book was to supplement my income because I'm poor. So after about, I don't know, 2 years, I decided I'm going to need to mitigate for this lack of income. So I mitigated for it so that the book could be done to a higher standard with microphones. So it wouldn't matter what it was. Microphones just happened to be something I was vaguely interested in at the time. So I think someone had given me a few £100. I decided I'm going to buy a new microphone for my work, right, for the show.
And that was your profession, right, before? Like you were into audio stuff?
Well, I was a salesman, so it's not necessarily about the audio aspect of it, although I tend to pick things that I do like to do. And obviously being audio related, I like microphones for that reason. But it was more that I could turn it into profit. So over the course of 5 or 6 months, I've been flogging them, and now I'm at the point where I've literally put about £300 in profit into my bank, and each time one sells, it's keeping me paying my mortgage just till the book comes out. And then hopefully once the book comes out, that'll sell through and keep me in mortgage payments. But I've got 50 left. Once they're gone, I won't be selling anymore, but by then the book will be out and I won't need to.
I'm not going to ask you how far along you are within the 50, but any date for the book?
Soon. We're I don't know. I would hope we get it done by September. Like it'll be actually released.
Ooh,
there's going to be other things that delay as well. So once it's actually written.
No.
Thank Pablo.
No.
You should thank Pablo for your super chat, Kiwi.
Oh, what's it? I'm sorry, I didn't see the super chat. What was it?
Pablo sent a super chat. We called it out. I already read it out, but it was Nathan won my fave vote since he does a daily show. Kiwi sometimes leaves us for sports.
Fair enough.
Don't go press and play yet. Adam is AI and me.
Better make it quick because dinner's on its way. So make it quick.
Talking about, you realise I was being asked about microphones, right?
Yes.
No, you weren't. What we were at was a fantastic pimping point for the book. We were asked a very pertinent question. Where are we at? Well, we're very far progressed. Nice to see you've put the where are the guns down, Nathan. Put you where are the guns down, QE. Like it. Where are we? We're on chapter 13, right? And we've been on a hell of a journey. Because as Nathan said, he decided the purpose of making sure this book was freaking brilliant, he'd pause it and use all our combined knowledge to make sure it was the dog's kahoonies. It came out, and we've been through a painful process, and we're at the open field running. Is that right, QA?
Broken field running.
God damn it, I get it wrong every time. But we're at that stage. We've got 14 chapters. Say chapter 15, which is Nathan's swan song. Yeah. But we're at the point where we've been through it all now twice. And over the time it's taken us, refined it with the development of the arguments that have been put to us as rebuttals to address that. And we're at the point now where we're arguing over celestial navigation and we're finalizing that. Yeah. Having already defined a horizon in many ways, fundamentally, in previous things. And the last bit we've got to do is the swan song, excluding the Swano Negro, but the swan song in terms of the biggest flat earth proof for me, which is pitch data. And once we've refined that, I don't think we're far off. So if it wasn't for summer holidays, I think it would be easily September. But end of September, I think, is when we'll be doing the third review, which is the point where we are done. Because we're not that far off. And I think that's, unless you guys disagree, I think that's realistic. We're at the point of that second rewrite, which is all the bits we missed, which is why it's taken so long when we've missed out. Silly little arguments like north and south, for example. Just defining that to people. In our rush, we missed that. But the second rewrite has picked those up, and you guys will pick up others. That's kind of why we're taking our time, is to make it that good. So we don't miss the point. In all of the stuff we say to you, we've got to point out that that's a 2D translation, north, south, east, west. And explain why. And that's from not chapter 13, where we are. So,
yeah, thanks for that.
An imperative question.
Make it quick.
Free book?
Super chat.
Super chat. Thank the Lord.
Get this show going, bugger.
Hold on. Just real quick, because he's about to end the show and you're going to ask your question right after this. Click, sent. The fool on the hill sees the sun going down. Beatles, keep rocking family, Semper Fi delis.
Yeah, thanks. Click. Go ahead. What's your last question, quickly?
I think you all heard it. Is it a free book? I'm guessing not. Stupid question.
Free book.
Yeah. Book's free. Yeah.
Let's just pause it. No, it's not going to be free. The reason, right, we've engaged in these efforts is to drag Nathan out of poverty. Once that's achieved, and Nathan's a billionaire, then he might release it free of charge, okay? But until that point, no. Of course it's going to be charged for, There's a purpose to it, Now, the information, like with all books, will be free. There's no gatekeeping here. But if you want an e-copy or a physical copy, that will cost you money like any other book, unless you go stealing it out of a bin. So what I would say is we're marketing the paperback at $39.59, hardback slightly more expensive, and then there's the deluxe edition, which is a hardback in a box, right? Shiny box. And then that box will be wrapped in cellophane and then put in a box before dispatch. That's going to be about $65, I think.
Nathan, well, I'm buying the book anyway.
I'm definitely buying this book.
Nathan,
I'm definitely.
We don't know what the book's going to cost. Adam just made all that up, just so you know.
And it won't be.
That was based on all the available statistics that Grok had given me.
It'll be out. I would say the book would be out before November or before Thanksgiving. It'll be out.
The only number I gave there that had any relevance, which was those that are hard of hearing, was sarcastic and related to an R value.
Sure.
Would be the paperback version being 3959. 3,950.
Yeah, I caught that. Yeah.
Well, that was it. We've no idea. We're lucky enough to have people on board that are on our side that are also involved in publishing. And Nathan's 2/10. We've got a guy that's working with us. And the price, I assume, will be set by his knowledge of the market, let's be honest, not ego or any comedy value to an R value. I don't know.
Good, fair enough. Nathan.
Oh, the Grinch. Where are you going?
I got to get food.
Bring it to the table.
They said sports. They should have said food.
Yeah, they should have said
QE
food.
leaves us for food.
Yeah.
Because he eats cantaloupe in the show.
Yeah, I'm still hungry.
What?
Cantaloupe.
Actually, strictly speaking, I don't really call it a sport, really. And if it had gunpowder and things, I'd call it a sport.
Shut up. Take us home.
Huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the BALLBUSTERS panel and everyone for liking, commenting, sharing, hitting the super chat, hitting PayPal links for QE and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley. A massive thank you to our host, Quantum Eraser, and we will see you all in next BALLBUSTERS.
All of your gullible idiot followers should be realizing right now that you are an idiot or you are a liar. You said you would get turned away at gunpoint. I did not get turned away at gunpoint. You lied, Nathan.
The sun is shining, he's alone, raging into his iPhone, screaming at the top of his lungs as a 24-hour sun. Oh, how we laughed in this fat land at such a comical sight. To see the tune, the globe-head goose spewing out his shite. Shouting! the past. The sun is shining, he's alone, reaching into his iPhone, screaming at the top of his lungs as a 24-hour sun. Oh, how we laughed in this spotlight at such a colorful sight. The civic to the glove head fuel spewing out his shite. Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone else I beg. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And this and all secret bliss. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And this and all secret bliss. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And this and all secret bliss. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone else I beg. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And this and all secret bliss. I've not came all this distance just for you to take the piss.
I talked to you about Antarctica. You deflected to measurements. You are a dumb liar. Every single one of your dumb followers needs to look at their lives and realize Nathan Oakley is a liar. Since 2016, he's been saying if you go to Antarctica, you will be faced with gunpoint and turned away. Where's the guns, Nathan? Where's the guns? I don't see any guns, Nathan!